everybody, my name is Frankie McDonald. You're listening to SimpCast with Chrissie Mayr. I'm Frankie McDonald.
I want my baby back, chilly, baby back, ready.
Caller, this calls for Ayala. Hi. So.
Hey, do you remember me?
Who's this?
Nick?
No.
Last name Gers.
Nick Gers. I don't know names. I don't even remember my mom's name.
Say it again.
If you even tell me my mom, I wouldn't remember her name. Like, I'm really bad with names. How do you look?
Will you say my name again? I don't even know if you heard me right.
Nick Gers.
Thank you.
Why? Why do you have to call in like that? Why do you have to call in like that? That's not a good caller. It's a horrible, horrible caller. I'm going to play you a little song.
Nick Gers! Oh, Nick.
Me Chinese, me play jokes, me put pee-pee in your coat.
What's up, Vivek?
Hey.
Whoa!
Look at this.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I was craving a Slurpee.
Can I get my change back correctly?
You know, we'll.
I feel like a lot of us are conservative in the way that we just want to be able to say the N-word and it not really matter.
That's all I want. Come on. Is that so much to ask? Can't I just say the N-word? Does that make me a bad person?
Come on, guys.
Violet's a huge fan of yours. She loves censored TV.
Oh, great.
I do. I love your show. Big fan.
All she wants is to be able to say the N-word, but that's the only thing that's holding her back in life.
Yeah.
Oh, it just, you go like this.
How are you and your man? Oh, Bisconti, he's in hospice. I'm teasing. Oh, it's a joke. It was an old man joke.
No, there was somebody in the hospital meeting earlier, so I was like, oh, geez.
I'm just kidding. He's fine. Oh my God, we're great. I'll marry that man.
Oh,
he's adorable. So.
If my babies fall out, this is your fault, John. I'm just saying.
Jumping jack. Whoa!
Yeah, don't.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Okay. There. I did it. What, you take me? If my babies fall out, this is your fault.
Whoa!
There. I did it.
Are you winning, son?
Hi, I'm Ali. I'm an English teacher, a dialect coach, and today I'm going to show you exactly what actors do perfectly and terribly when they try to do a British accent. Let's rate some accents.
My kink is British accents. Oh, is that all right?
Cheerio, cut.
Yeah, right then. Bush cheerio.
You're really attracted to this.
Oh, bloody hell.
I had to look up where she grew up and went to school because I genuinely don't know why she's so good. She's not trying to sound perfect.
I'm taking the dog, dumbass.
I'm taking the dog.
He's just happy to have the attention. He's just happy to have the attention.
Got tired of my scheming. It's me. Hi, I'm the baddie. It's me.
Our next guest is originally from Danville, Illinois. He enjoys cold beer and hot music. Says that he and his mom don't see eye to eye on his love life. And he claims that his job has cost him several relationships. Please welcome Robert Faggot. Faggot is rather an odd name.
Yeah, you know, it is an odd name.
Speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
No, Mrs. Stay.
Happy day. Tuesday, Wednesday. Happy day. Thursday, Friday. Happy day. The weekend comes. My cycle hums.
Your lip. Just kind of get it in there. Fill it in a few different times just to kind of get a real deep color. And then kind of go in here at the bottom.
I'm gay. I have relationships with men and sex with men.
Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, May 4th. Welcome to SimpCast, the best show on the internet with the best people. We'll be discussing all the latest news and culture stuff with some fun gals who I will bring onto the show shortly. But first, I must promote this show. Guys, if you live in the tri-state area, in my neck of the woods, if you live in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, anywhere. You know what? Even if you live in Alaska, come out for this show. In a couple of weeks, I'll be at Jazz on Main here in Mount Kisco in Westchester. Come check it out. Saturday, May 17th. My good friend Keanu Thompson will be joining me at Jazz on Main in Mount Kisco. Come out, come out. Get show tickets now. Also, I got a bunch more shows coming up. August, I'll be on Long Island. October, Ohio. And then we got more shows in San Diego, Plano, Texas, and Phoenix. So for tickets, go to my website, chrissiemayr.com. Please and thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. You're here watching, aren't you? You might as well just do a couple more little clicks. Okay, without additional ado, let's bring in the gals, shall we? Ooh, some of them are new. Some of them you know and love. It's Courtney. It's Kim Coulter. And our new friend, Alicia. Hi, new friend, Alicia.
Yay!
That's what I should do now with SimpCast. I'll be like, you know what? Everyone just bring a +1.
I'm Kim's +1.
It'll be like a wedding. Alicia, give the audience a little splurg. A splurg?
Splurg. I can give him a splurg.
It's a combination of a blurb and a spiel.
Yeah.
Tell the lovely people who you are and what you're about.
Yeah, so I write for Evie Magazine. I have 4 children. The oldest one's just 5.
Wow. Is it weird to say you don't look like you have 4 children? Like, I don't know what person would look like, but.
So, like, honestly, at this point in my life, that's like the biggest compliment ever. So one of the things that I've gotten into is like talking about hot moms or whatever. I feel like our culture does moms dirty, and I think that that's become a self-fulfilling prophecy for moms. Unfortunately, I don't think it has to be that way, but I think that's what's happened. And so anyway, no, I take that as a compliment. Like that's great. Like and so yeah, I have 4 kids. I have like. We own some land that we're about, like we sold our homestead back in Texas. We moved to a different state. We're about to put more animals on some land we just bought. So, you know, I'm doing the trad wife life, but I'm not a trad wife. Do not
Does
subscribe.
are there any real, I mean, I guess if there are real trad wives, they're not on Twitter. They're nobody that I would.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of self-professed trad wives. That's for certain. But
and then there's tarred wives like Courtney Brooke here. Hello,
Yeah,
Courtney.
I am a tarred wife, even though I'm not even married.
I like tarred wives.
I'm definitely a tarred wife.
Tarred wife is that is a future, that is an aspiration.
Well, because the Down syndrome filters are just so popular now.
I don't even need a Down syndrome filter. You just talk to me once and you're like that. Okay, she's retarded. You're like, yeah, it's fine.
Come on, Courtney, you can take the Down syndrome filter off now. We all know. Let's see your real face.
Sorry.
She just goes
May 4th, and so
Oh.
I'm on the Death Star, and I have my lightsaber. I do have a Darth Vader outfit that I was about to wear, but
God, it's May 4th. I just realized.
I gained a few lbs. It didn't fit the way I wanted to, so I did not want to be in it the entire show. But if you guys super chat $250, I may end the show in the Darth Vader outfit. So
I did not bring out even one piece of Star Wars flair. Well, I'm not really.
Yeah, look at me. I'm on the Death Star.
I'm not a nerd, so what do you guys expect? But I do have I have an R2D2 mug.
I have a talking Darth Vader. If you want to ask him a question,
I'm here like featuring my Art the Clown behind me. Like it's not
that green thing, a bird feeder. What the hell is that?
Oh, it's supposed to be a pencil holder, but the thing fell out of it, and then I didn't take it off the wall. My studio's a mess. I'm moving from upstairs to downstairs, so like I'm just like living my chaos with me.
Yes, you look like you're in a bomb shelter.
Very, very common to have a bird feeder inside your house.
I mean, I did adopt like 20 chickens.
You do have chickens in your house right now.
They aren't in the house anymore. They're outside. They've officially migrated outside.
Birds are retarded. Like last summer, we had a bird die in one of the bird feeders. Like it's a classic bird feeder with a a roof, and then on either side of it, there's like little sections for suet, which is like the square shaped. It's like lard with bird seed stuck in it, and they like peck at it. Somehow, some way, a bird like dove head first into the suet section, and then like just fucking died. Like dove in head first, and then it's just it like tried to stick its head out one of the holes. And it died like that. And
I literally just lost one of the chickens like that. I came downstairs to feed them, and I went to change their little. I had like a little thing, and I went to like dump it out because they had like dumped a bunch of bedding on top of it, and like out flops a bird. And I was so sad. I was so upset. And
is it a normal reaction that I was mad? I was like, "What the fuck?"
I was mad too.
Like,
was
you're smarter than this.
You're so like it's like was head down in the thing, and then its chicken friends were so dumb that they just like buried it.
Well, you know, they were probably gonna help him, Kim, but then they chickened out.
Oh wait, I have a sound for that. Hold on.
Hold on.
I have a sound. I have a sound for that. If I could just see it.
Wait for it.
Which is why I swear I was actually in hysterics. I felt so bad, and I like ran upstairs and woke up my husband, and I was like, "Please don't make fun of me." But one of the birds died, and I'm really upset.
No, it's so sad. It is sad.
sad.
Yeah.
I'm planting it with a nice flower bush. So like it's I'm still doing something nice, but like I was like, I rescued you so that you wouldn't have to die like this. And then
did you turn him into nuggets? What did you do with the body?
No, I put him in some soil, and he's gonna fertilize.
Yeah, it's like this big.
Oh, so wait, you have chickens that you're not planning on eating or frying up?
No, I am definitely. I'm gonna eat at least 90% of these birds. If one of them, if I might keep a couple if they're good at laying eggs, but
you didn't eat the one that just got his head stuck in the thing.
No, I didn't eat the one that suffocated to death in its own filth, Chrissy.
I wasn't like, enough, though, right?
Delicious.
At least he died doing what he loves.
I don't know. He probably wasn't big enough yet, right? Like you probably wouldn't have been able to get more.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't even like like Cornish game hens. Those are just baby.
You
chickens.
could make one spicy chicken sandwich with it.
No,
all that work for one sandwich.
I'm using his little body to fertilize the flowers, and then I will be able to admire those flowers and be like, that dumb fucking bird.
So sad.
Every time you look at the flowers, just like that idiot.
You just shouldn't count your chickens before they hatch, I suppose. What's a wise word of wisdom I could say for this occasion?
Look, you've already made me feel loads better, Chrissy.
Okay, good. That's why I'm here. Push-ups! Wow, hi push-ups. Out the gate with the $5. I want to subscribe to Evie. It's a really great magazine, but I feel like a single guy subbing to a women's magazine would be gay.
That'd be
No,
gay.
it would be the opposite of gay. It would be the most manly thing you can do, and this is why. Because it will give you insight. You're single? Did you say single? Yes, you're single. It will give you insight into the enemy, and then you can date the enemy.
The enemy
and then
is
get married.
our
It's
women,
the least,
right?
The least gay thing you can do. Yes, the enemy is women that you
Just
want to
make
marry.
sure you hide them from any girls that come over because you don't want them thinking that you already have a girlfriend.
It's all online.
As I was gonna say, just keep
perfect.
Yeah.
Just don't let her check your search history.
It's like for the same reason when I was single, I would like look and see what the pickup artists were saying because I was like, I want to know their tricks.
Yeah.
Like, don't come at me with an interesting hat. I know what you're doing.
Mr. Interesting Hat Man.
Yeah. Mr. Conversation Starter. I don't
You
think
you're
so.
just gonna peacock your way into my life? No, thank you.
No, you're not gonna
Sir.
pay me. Russell Hall for $5. I loved a pretty internet maid, so fine and fair, with locks as harvest moonlight spun and eyes like aqua gems upon a crystal sea. They must be talking about you, Courtney.
Russell, he's about to get. We have a situation, I think.
Uh-oh. Stalker.
Oh no.
I miss you, Russell. I haven't seen you in so long. I miss you terribly.
Let me know if I should ban him. He's back again for $5. As heaven's firmament, the milk white aspect of her derriere, her smile, the sun, her voice, an angel's serenade. She swore to part the clouds for me.
And what he said by that is that he's been asking for me to send pictures of my butthole.
Oh, wow. So I feasted upon the sumptuous bounty of her décolleté, but it was not to be. My dreams of crinkle blossoms went tilts up when she picked Tony. I
didn't pick Tony. You're creating this, Russell. It doesn't have to be like this.
Anyway, he can't even drive. I don't know who this is.
I already told you. Forrest mommy kidnapped me into a marriage trafficking ring. Tony bought me. All right.
Wow.
It was not. The marriage isn't. It's because of a kidnapping.
She's taking everyone. Courtney's psychotic.
Kind of. I basically have to wear a white burqa Sandy Hook. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
what?
a whole thing.
Oh my god! I was driving. Where was I driving to? I was driving to a gig.
It's the
I was
wedding.
driving to the Hartford Funny Bone when I did the show with Jimmy Dore recently, and I drove through Sandy Hook, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to go find the school!" Like it was like exciting to me. I was like, "This is like a Disney World." You know? I want to see the sights. I want to take a picture next to the sign.
Is there an interactive ride where you can sit?
Yeah, I was like, where are the crisis actors? Where?
Yeah, do we have like a tour guide taking us through? It's like a slow ride at Disneyland, and like on your left.
Alex Jones.
It's like a bougie.
David Hogg is there. I wasn't here that day, but I was a few feet down the road.
Yeah, right. That's where David Hogg is from.
I go to the school. I just wasn't. I was sick.
Wow, I gotta go back there and take some photos.
That would be amazing.
So fun. Oh my goodness.
Terrible. I just made a horrible joke about a fucking school shooting, but
it's okay. It was bound to happen.
Yeah, you know, I mean, come on. It's been
Everything is funny
years or something.
Everything's funny or nothing's funny. If I can laugh at a 9/11 joke when I still have conscious memories of what the body tasted like in the air, you can lighten the fuck up.
What the body
I mean,
tasted like in the you were tasting air?
Yeah, I was in the 4th grade in Manhattan when both the towers were hit. There was ash so thick in the air for miles and miles around. You can literally taste it when you breathe.
But how did you know you were tasting bodies?
I was close enough to the area, and you know what burning flesh smells like.
That's like so metal, though. Like, let's just be real here.
That is.
That's so metal.
It's pretty badass for a 4th grader.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
like, oh, you fell off your bike? I've tasted corpse ash.
I've tasted thousands of cremated bodies.
I've tasted the dash of 1,000 cremated
September
bodies.
11th will still make me sob uncontrollably. Like I can't, but like at the same time, there are still some good jokes about it out there. Like I can't.
I literally have the freaking skyline with the Trade Center tattooed on my body. Like it was a very important part of my life.
So as a 4th grader, you were like, when they say never forget, I
will never forget.
I, as a 4th grader, am getting this tattoo.
Yes,
when she was in 4th grade, she got it actually.
Tattoo parlor, Chrissy, and I was like, no, we said never forget. You put that on there.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm not of age.
Age restrictions don't apply when a tragedy happens.
I feel like if I don't get this tattoo, I'm gonna forget.
But you're 9. No, motherfucker. I don't care. I don't even need parental consent, okay? I fucking tasted the bodies in the air. You think that I need parental consent, motherfucker?
No, I'm not 9. I'm 9/11. Now put the damn tattoo on me. Here, take the $70. Quick, before my mom gets home.
Oh, man.
Chrome smites you for 2. Courtney, let the hate flow through you. That Darth Vader said that.
He did. Impressive. Most impressive.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have said that. It's weird to quote Darth Vader on that. Like, I feel like.
Well, he did. I mean, he said it to Luke while they were, you know.
It is May the 4th.
While they were
That's
fighting.
True. That's true.
You know, it was kind of a big moment for Luke. His own dad is trying to kill him, telling him, let the hate flow through you. You know.
Alicia, do you care about Star Wars?
I mean, it's a good series of movies. I think the last time I watched it was like over a decade ago, but I'd watch them again.
Yeah, that's the right opinion.
There's like I don't remember what order it is, but there's a specific order that's not like the actual order it was released in that you're supposed to watch it in, and it tells a cooler story. I'm not nerdy enough to remember what it was.
I think you're supposed to watch 4, 5, and 6 first, and then 1, 2, and 3. I don't know.
No, I think it's supposed to be like 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 6, or something like that. Like it's like a jumbled order of them.
Like I said, I've done it like only a handful of times, and every year I'm like, this is going to be my Star Wars day, and then every year I'm like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what are you going to do? You have chickens to watch die.
True.
Yeah. Watch die. It's much more important than my children.
You're not purposefully like killing them, but you have to watch them die.
Remember that commercial?
I have to watch them die. It's not intentional.
Exactly.
Sarah McLachlan is going to start singing in the background.
I did not read this article, but I was just perusing your Twitter. This is are you referring to like IVF treatments? in this
So,
article here?
Yeah, Samantha wrote that particular article, and I just reposted it. But yes, that is what they're talking about. They're talking about
Wow.
freezing your eggs.
Wow. I think it's stupid to freeze your eggs. I think like if you're even thinking about freezing your eggs, like just go get knocked up somewhere. Because like by the time you actually go through with it, my sister had a girlfriend who like I think started the process at like I want to say 37 or 38. It's like, dude, what are you doing? And then it was a really sad situation where she was dating a guy considerably younger than her, and he was kind of stringing her. He was, I think, Israeli or some kind of like special Jewish that she wasn't. And like, she was just like waiting and waiting. She converted for him and she was like 40, 41. And it was he still wasn't proposing. And I'm like, these puppies are getting freezer burn. Okay. Like she should have just done it. I'm not saying do it with whoever, but I think and she spent like tens of thousands of dollars freezing her eggs.
Yeah,
so
that's so sad.
It was so sad. And then they broke up. And then he broke up with her. So
what a cool guy.
Well, the moral of the story is don't date anyone.
Don't date an Israeli.
Don't date anyone.
It's a jungle out there.
I mean, to be honest, like that's where putting the pressure on really helps. It's like that'll either get them out the door faster or get you to, get that ring.
But you never want to like, you never want to be the girl who's like putting the pressure on somebody. That's not good. Guys don't like that.
Well, girls don't like waiting until they're at post-menopause to have a baby. So there's that. Like,
if you've been dating a guy longer than a year and you haven't even brought up marriage, and that's something that you seriously want, I would even go so far as to say 6 months. If it hasn't even come up, then like,
wow, yeah, you're right.
Cut your losses.
Even it doesn't even have to be serious. Just like, do you think we would get married one day or whatever? Like, if that conversation doesn't even happen,
then that's you guys don't have matching priorities, and it doesn't have to be any big deal.
I think the conversation should actually take place on like the first date. Just like get it out there. Like I'm dating to marry. Like if I like you, then like I'm dating to marry. Like, are you on the same page? And if he's not, go find the next one.
See, I wish I had heard this advice. I mean, I'm so happy with the way my life turned out. But if I had heard this advice in my 20s, because I remember like that was the last thing you wanted to say to a guy. It's just because you knew, I don't know. I felt like, nope, that's exactly the thing that's going to scare a guy off. You can't be, because I thought you had to treat guys like bunnies, it's like, they're going to get scared. You can't scare them. You can't say things that are going to be scary. Like you want to get married.
Little bunnies and are going to stick around.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like I want to scare you off if you're not the one. Like, I actually used to be afraid of saying that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I want to be in a serious relationship because I didn't want the dude to get a little too hyper and then too invested, and then I'm like, oh wait, but I don't like him that much. Like my intention is to be in a relationship. I just don't know if it's you yet.
Right.
And so if I tell you that too soon. And then you're like, oh, yay, that means that we're in a relationship. Now I'm like, oh, shit. I'm more nervous about like, I have to get out. I'm now scared. I have to go away. I have to get out of this. So
yeah.
Where is that? Like,
you got to push the seat eject button on your.
Yeah, I just have to start blocking numbers and stuff, I guess. Just like, got to move away to another state. Like, I can't do this.
Like, all the time, like, I see the dating scene now, and I really can't help but feel like I caught one of the last choppers at a nom, and I just, oof, I do not.
Do you think people, in a sense, it is easier because something like politics comes up so early that you have to know one way or the other if your values align in that category?
No, I mean, I think that the way that politics has become people's religion is a bit disgusting. Like it was only like a couple like years ago that it was considered impolite to even ask somebody who they voted for. So like the idea that like, oh, I'm going to base my entire identity off of this, and if you don't happen to align exactly with my ideology, we can't even be friends, and I don't want to entertain dating you. I just think that that's just like so. I think that that's wrecked so much of our society, and I think that's wrecked so many. Because, like, you think about someone like Anne, right? And if Anne had come up today instead of back then, she wouldn't necessarily have as wide a variety of friends as she does. She wouldn't necessarily like would Bill Maher and Ann Coulter have ever been friends if they were going up in the same college circles now? No fucking way.
No.
Hell no. So I'm just like, I think that that's robbed us of a lot of the, you know, the openness we used to have in social circles. We used to be able to like, you know, maybe I don't agree with you on stuff, but like I'll still have a beer with you. You know, we could still be cordial.
We could still be friends.
Yeah, we could still be buddies. It's no big deal.
Now, if you have one opinion that's somewhat center, you are a Nazi fascist and should be burned alive.
Well, I mean, that very much in the way that like old punks used to rock Nazi attire. I feel like that has kind of come back as like in like a major way, because it's not even so much like there are definitely those who are like, you know, the Hitler people, whatever. I don't even necessarily know how much I believe in all that being real, but like I feel like
a German soldier right here.
See, like I feel like in a much more serious way, it's become the resurgence of the punk feeling of like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want, and you're not gonna like make me out to be some kind of weird liberal pussy because like you're scared of some words.
Right.
Someone sent this to me, by the way. I didn't seek this out. And
I like him.
I like him too. He feels very guilty about the Holocaust, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
He told me he's very sorry.
He doesn't have to.
He just
we don't need his guilt.
I'm just following orders.
You know what? I bet you he told you the truth about the Holocaust. And
told you the truth, Chrissy. What was the real number? What was
we
the
all
real
know.
Number?
What was that? What? Like only 300,000? That's crazy.
It didn't even happen.
Back in the box.
Wow.
What?
It didn't happen. So funny. They say the darndest things.
We were about to start sounding like Rachel Green for a minute. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh,
wow. Oh, I thought we were on a break. Whoa. Russell over 5. Do you ever get creative when you choke the chickens? Maybe a little gallows or a tiny electric chair? Ugh, Russell. What? You're mentally ill, Russell. I'm about to ban you. He's
a maniac.
To surface. Well, congrats. All right, Russell. You're almost done. Getting on my last nerve. Mayhem Bear. Hey, Courtney. I'll take care of Forrest, Mommy, and I've been in tons of car accidents. We'll make a tard mom out of you yet. Back off, Russell. Tard mom. It's tard wife.
Tard wife.
Tard
baby
mom.
steps. Tard wife first.
Right, and then tard mom.
There's
That
an order
sounds
to
like
this.
a TLC reality show, like Tard Moms.
It does.
The real tard wives of X.
Why can't we have a retarded reality show? I mean, we do already with Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the
Which is
Spectrum.
my
That's
absolute
exactly what it is.
favorite show. There should not be any dating shows that do not feature autistic people because we've peaked there. I love that show so freaking much. I love James. He's the one that's like is the Ren Fair aficionado, and he's like, I wanted to wear shorts today, and now I have to change my shoes. God, like, everything is such an inconvenience.
Does he know bonk?
Probably. Push-ups for 5. I did read Zoe Carter's article in Evie on where New York City girls hang out, but do people really spend that much time hanging in fancy coffee shops?
No, I've never.
We have to ask the bold lib.
Read that article.
The bold lib would know where to go. Angela Bel Camino is the it girl.
Yeah, of NYC. She's
really
an NYC 9.
She is she's a people's person.
She's so funny.
She's the best. Clark Kemp for 5. Hi, ladies. Chrissy, Courtney, and the hot Alicia and Kim. May the 4th be with you. Chrissy, you, me, $5 for watching the Star Wars holiday special with you. Hey, that was your choice, okay?
Look, you got to basically be on an acid trip without having to do acid, okay? You're welcome.
Yeah, it is nightmare fuel. It's probably the worst thing I've ever watched.
Stir, whip, stir, whip, stir. You have to have 4 arms to make that recipe.
Alicia, I want to know, were you raised kind of conservative with these tarred wife values, or did you have a liberal phase ever? Now I'm just going to say tarred wife.
I almost didn't catch that. It took me a minute to register. I think she just said
tarred wife values.
Everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah, no, I actually totally was. So like I'm not knocking it totally, because like, let's be honest, that's how I'm going to raise my children, with traditional values. However, there was a program that I was forced to do when I was a girl.
Program?
Yes, a program. Anybody else out there in the evangelical Christian world might know what GAs is, or like Girls in Action.
Ooh,
and
sounds like a porn.
Yeah, kind of. No, it's the most
kind of is
boring.
Girls in Action, starring Riley Reid.
Well, conversely to the porno, it's the most boring shit you've ever been involved in, and it's just like you're expected to sit there. It's stereotypical girl. You read books, you do crafts, and you
like a lot of bad acting, and everyone's waiting for you to get to the point or something. Like a.
it's just the worst. So what it is like, it's how I would describe it is Christian Girl Scouts, except you get no outside time, and you just have to sit around and do whatever. And then that's like when I also got to talk about how you can't wear things like other girls wear, because
really?
Wait, did I freeze?
Oh,
yeah,
you are frozen. We can hear you though,
but it's frozen on a good face, so don't worry.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
So it's basically like when Pearl said Christians shouldn't go to the beach because women are in swimsuits.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It gosh, that's an awful face. Yeah, so it's just like, oh, that other girl can wear spaghetti straps, but you can't because you're just built differently. And it's that whole like built differently thing. It's like, okay, well, why can't, like, oh, she can wear shorts, but you can't. And it's like, well, why? And that part just never gets explained to you. And so that's, again, like that's where the whole hot wife comes from too, is because like the church does a horrible job explaining healthy sexuality. But anyway,
that reminds me of when I went to Bible camp, and girls that were a bit bustier were told that when we had slip and slide days that we had to wear tank tops over our swimsuits.
Oh,
and so we all had
it doesn't fly out.
We had to guess who had the bustier breasts. Like they weren't just like, hey girls, can you please just all wear tank tops over your swimsuits? It was just girls that had bigger chests. And so like,
that's not fair.
I was like, well, I'm a
double.
double D. I probably have to, I think.
Yeah.
But it was because like the boys were having a hard time because we would be running and jiggle. I'm like, man, that sucks for the skinnier girls that have no boobs that are like, I can run around in a bikini. The boys don't even give a shit about my existence. Woo!
Yeah, it's easier having smaller boobs.
But here I was like, I started off
well,
by
that's
not doing
that, like,
it.
I never
had a tankini. What? What'd you say?
Wait.
No, sorry. I think my camera is off. I'm lagging. But no, that's the thing that I never understood too, is like, because I have and always have like smaller boobs. And so, but like you still had to wear the t-shirts over. It was just, I don't know. It's all confused, and it did nothing but confuse the teenagers, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Because I mean, the thing is, like, it's one thing to teach girls, like, there's a way of being like respectful of like a young man's struggle, because we don't understand the horniness going on in them.
Right.
But it's also like you have to teach the boys how to learn how to control it too, because like a lot of guys I've heard talk about like that particular struggle, even as grown men, being like, yeah, when I was a teenager, you know, this was like kind of a nightmare, basically going through puberty. But they were never taught like how to understand what was going on with their body. They were never taught to like, hey, you know, like it's okay what you're going through. It's normal. Here's how you can like learn to control it, you know, when girls are around and like all this stuff. None of these dudes that I've heard talk about this were taught any of these things. And like it goes both ways. Like, yeah, we should learn how to be a little bit more mindful of like what we're wearing when we're around certain people, because it can, you know, cause lustfulness. But like men should also be taught at a young age. Yeah.
Like, here's how you make yourself a cold shower.
Yeah.
Like just learn your dick discipline early on in life, because like
slam it into a door until it calms down.
To that extent, there is like a good argument for at least to a certain extent educating the gender.
There is that.
That's gonna be tough to beat. All right,
just keep it up for the rest of the show.
I'm gonna,
right there.
I'm gonna just star that.
Yeah, star it so that like we can go refer back to it anytime we need to.
Oh, God.
No, but like to go back to what you said, Courtney, I think it also like is the other thing that it results in is the women then begin to view their bodies as stumbling blocks instead of the good gifts that they actually are. And that's my whole problem with it. You know, your problem and my problem, but
yeah,
right.
Like
we
shouldn't
talked
have
that
to be
it's some kind of
ashamed.
a burden, like you should be ashamed, or that you have to like always tone it down. You should really learn like, okay, yeah, time and place, like what, because if you're always told to like tone it down and throw a sweater over it, you're gonna either hate your body or you're gonna very much like rebel in the opposite direction.
Yeah, well, like there were people. I remember some girl wrote an article. This was probably back in like 2011 or something like that. I remember it swirling around like on Facebook, of course, and she was talking about how she essentially had anxiety around having sex with her husband. Like she was, you know, a perfect little Christian girl, didn't have sex until marriage, and then freaked out when she got married because she's like, oh, everybody I look at in church now knows that I have sex now, and like that was all she could think about.
What?
Like, okay, well, yeah, and it made her so paranoid to have sex with her husband. Like they ended up having to get divorced and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you have like severe mental issues. Like, come on. But like that's a bit extreme. Not everybody goes through that. But there are some like problems though with that whole narrative of like you have like we have to find a bit more balance here. You can't just 100% be like sex before marriage is terrible and you're a piece of shit if you have sex before marriage, and also like we all are fully aware that you're still a virgin or whatever. Like that makes it like, you know, can be overwhelming for some people.
Yeah,
and it can kind of make it fuck you up a little bit, because it does give you like a weird idea of what sex is supposed to be like.
If you're a virgin for too long.
Well, just like if you're told, you know, like your body causes problems for men and like you shouldn't have sexual desires until after you're married and like all that stuff, it can like, and especially if you end up not getting married, or, you know, if you don't have sex with somebody until like a little bit later in life, it can really, you know, it can give you like a twisted perspective on that.
Yeah, because that's the thing that's never emphasized is like there's no, with how the church taught it and teaches it, there's no delineation between desire versus deed. They just teach that, oh, it's the same thing, both are bad, don't do it. And you know, when the reality is obviously like there's nothing wrong with desire. You know,
yeah,
right. Have some self-control.
You should want to like fuck your husband or your wife. Like you should want to just like get down and dirty with them all the time.
Yeah, well,
that should be totally fine.
It's okay to be attracted to your future spouse, you know? Like,
yeah. Weird concept, I know, but it's a good thing.
Russell says, "What's the point of an acid-free acid trip?
You don't have to. You can save your money.
Yeah,
you save your money,
That's
and
not
then
very much money.
you don't have to worry about going to the chiropractor. 30 years down the road, and then out of nowhere having an acid trip and being unable to drive home.
Crumbs might you. Hey, ladies, I once bench pressed 300 pounds. No big deal. Are you trying to impress us?
Cool.
Wow. Look at you, so strong.
I see your
You're like 15 years too late, bro.
Viking for 5. Shame on that Bible camp for making Courtney wear a tank top. Courtney should put on a tiny bikini right now just to show them.
Should I go back to that Bible camp and like just
in a
start doing cartwheels in my bikini
at
all
my
through that
Bible
slip and slide
camp,
field?
They made the people with big boobs just
exactly what it was.
we had to paint bricks. That's all I remember from Bible camp. It was
People with big boobs had to paint bricks?
Yes. No, everybody had to paint a brick.
I'm like, okay, now this is getting kind of perverted.
Like only the small boobed girls got to do the jumping jacks, and the rest of us had to paint bricks. No, everyone had to paint a brick. I just remember because for years I had a brick that said VBS on it. I was like, where the hell is this from? Oh, right.
Vacation Bible School.
Yes.
Painting bricks. Yeah, I didn't do that in Bible camp. I loved Bible camp. That was a lot of fun. There were a lot of boys.
It was at church. There was no air conditioning. There was a guy.
So wait, was it at Vacation Bible School? It was like the day camp thing?
Yeah,
where you go for the day?
At church more, like during the day.
Bible camp, it was like at a special location, and it was not day camp. It was you had your cabins, and you were away from the adults.
This precious dog.
That's right.
Is he trying to eat out of the birdhouse?
He's got his little trunk thing on.
Oh, patriotic puppy.
Baby.
He's looking at the camera right now like he supports Kamala.
He looks.
He would never. He would. Don't you dare.
He's like,
Why are you doing that, doggy?
Like, I can't vote, but if I could, I would vote Kamala just to spite you, Mom.
No.
He looked very proud of himself.
Oh, is that a yellow lab?
No, he is he's a Chihuahua mixed with a Lhasa Apso.
No way.
I forget what the other one is.
Where is the Chihuahua?
Look at that face.
Oh wow.
He does kind of look like Chongus.
Barely a Chihuahua.
Yeah. Oh no,
the
he's
other dog
the biggest Chihuahua you've
overpowered.
ever seen. He's a 30-pound Chihuahua. He's definitely
so crazy.
a Chihuahua in him. Yes. Yes, he's a big old mutt. That's what you are.
That Chihuahua was ambitious.
Oh my god! Everybody get their yellow dogs.
Oh, wow! They look so similar. Wait, look at their faces.
Yeah, this is a 20-pound Chihuahua. Say here. I know. Sorry, honey. Say hello.
Hold on.
Chonga 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 choo choo.
Wait a second.
You have a cute face. You have the cutest face. I love you so much, my baby Chongus.
Dog chat, it's dog chat.
Doggies, say something.
Dog chat.
Can you say something, honey?
It's
No.
dog chat. Wow, they do look related.
Is that your baby daddy, honey?
Baby daddy.
Waffles!
Waffles!
Who the hell is she?
Waffles!
She never shows up when you
Never
ask.
comes.
No. She hates me. Russell also says, has there ever been a chick who paid for acid or X? We're not here to talk about drugs, Russell. You're just a man for that. But the cash, obviously, Pussy is a form of payment. Okay, disgusting. No more super chats will be read by you, Russell.
God bless you,
Alicia, I
Russell.
want to talk about that article, but I couldn't find a link. Let me look for it, where you were talking about being a hot mom.
I have it right here, Chrissy.
Oh,
I'll tell it.
yes. Someone came prepared. And
I
just a
I
reminder,
literally just told Alicia earlier.
just a
I was like,
reminder, certain people equals immigrants. If you take nothing away from the show.
I sent it to our private chat.
Oh man.
Oh, here it is. Awesome. There's people that are probably be angered by this.
There were a lot of people that were angered by this.
Why are people angered by this?
Because, well, I mean, I outline it in the article, but there's essentially anytime that you have your shit together as a mom, people that do not have their shit together get very, very angry about that because they have a learned helplessness that they think that like, it's just so hard. It's impossible. Like you saying that I could be hot makes me feel bad because I don't want to work hard at it. It's really hard. I don't want to do it. And so instead of, examining inward, I am just going to push these uncomfortable feelings away and tell you that shake my finger at you because you're making me feel bad.
Right.
Did you say examining the N-word?
What?
Let's all examine the N-word.
You get mad instead of examining the N-word, which if you examine the N-word, you will be a hot mom.
And yeah, you will make $500,000 if you say.
Or isn't it at like 600 grand right now? Hold on.
Yeah, it's up. Oh, I despise mediocre motherhood. The body positivity movement has wrecked American moms. Scroll on Instagram for even 2 seconds and you'll find reels of moms proudly displaying jiggly rolls, muffin tops, saddlebags, and cellulite overlaid with some uninspired trite quotes such as "love your body." It's just a body. Your body is a gift. Be unflattering. You decide what's hot. Who cares what others think? Eat the cheeseburger. As you can see, no one in the body positivity sphere actually knows what they're talking about because no single individual can even agree with themselves. The one thing they can agree on, however, is that their children are perfectly suitable sacrificial scapegoats to carry the blame for their mother's own lack of self-control, unattractiveness, and state of disease. Oh, wow. It is true. There is very much a culture of, well, you had a kid, so you can be out of shape for the rest of your life or for years. And,
Well, there was that video the other day that was like the mom with like she had like a car seat and her hair was all like messed up, and then like the other woman had like the really bougie coat on and a designer thing.
And then they're crossing paths
And
on
they
the
were
escalators.
they were going up and down at the same time, and they looked at each other, and it was like I'm sorry, I'm both of these women. Like you are never single mom who is all one or all the other. Because guess what? Most days I love to wake up, put on a cute outfit, put on a little makeup. I love the reaction when my husband's like, "Oh my God, you look so pretty." But guess what? There are also days when I don't even get time to run a brush through my hair because life is chaotic and it's
like
just
today, right? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't run a brush through my hair.
I did literally. I have my brush right here. I literally did it 3 minutes before I came on.
We were on the phone and she was brushing her.
I was like, oh,
wait, do I have the same brush as you? It's like a wet. I have a wet brush, and it's like okay, mine is like green and purple.
Mine's just purple.
Like in that situation where like the girl with all the designer bags and stuff like that, and like shopping, it doesn't have. When she needs to run out, like go run an errand, she also is in sweats with a bun, with her hair in a sloppy bun. Like you, and like the woman who chooses to be a mom, like she can marry a dude who's rich enough to allow her to also be able to shop for designer shit. Like it's just, you don't have to have one or the other. And usually it is both. To some degree. Like I look like a bum when I go run an errand, and there are times when I dress up and when I leave the house and I look like a knockout. I don't even freaking have kids.
You have dogs though.
Yeah, they run my life, that's for sure.
I think a lot of the anger towards women that are in great shape after giving birth comes from the women that like who it is harder for. And sometimes it's I think there's either like there's body types that have an easier time snapping back, and then there's body types that don't, and then like within that are subgroups of like how much help do you have? How much do you have people that can like help watch your kids while you, I don't know, work or go work out or whatever it is like you have to do during the day that doesn't involve your kids. And if I think those are the women who like maybe they don't bounce back right away and maybe they don't have as much help as they need to like just for me time in general, like they're going to be a lot more resentful of the women who are get in shape faster because they kind of represent something they don't have, which is like the time to care for themselves. And but like I think a lot of women won't say that. They'll go, well, like I don't know, oh, it must be nice to be able to work out, or it must be not, you know, they'll kind of like it's probably jealousy, but also it's like this martyrdom thing where they go, well, I don't care about how I look because my children come first, and they almost make it like that's kind of the cope, but they'll make it sound like they're a better mom for putting their kids first, which is why I'm like, you can find a happy medium. Like you can always be more vigilant with your diet, you know, even if you're
diet's literally 90% of it. Like if
so that's like
you're not gonna see any effect. And also like to what you were saying about like women having like different kinds of problems, like some women not gaining weight as like or losing weight or fluctuating weight is and that makes a lot of sense. But like you owe it to yourself and you owe it to your children to like take accountability of your health. And like there's not a single person in the world who doesn't have 15 minutes in the day. It might be like you might like, you know, not want to do it and you might not like yourself for it, but like these are just certain things that like they talk about the responsibility of having children. Well, guess what? One of those is like setting a good example and like showing up for yourself, taking care of yourself, and demonstrating that to your children is a huge deal because that's how you're the example they grow up with. My parents, slobs. I love them to death. Slobs. It took me and I still struggle with it. If I like go a couple days without cleaning, things pile up fast.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with the structure of like, this is how you keep a clean house. And so like I've had to teach that to myself, and I don't want to do that in any way to my kids. I don't want my kids to grow up eating the processed crap that I grew up eating and have to learn the hard way. Like, oh, like this is why my weight's fluctuated so much. Like this is why, like this is probably like the hormones I was being fed as a young kid probably had a lot to do with like my premature development, you know, like all these other things. And it's like yeah, it's hard. It can be hard. It can be stressful. It's like, you know, before you have anything figured out, before you have any kind of routine established, it can seem overwhelming, but it's worth it. And when you get over the hump, that is what makes it easier. And it just gets easier from there. And that's how you build a habit. You spend, what is it, like 21 days is generally what they estimate to be the habit. Like if you can make it through doing the same thing every day for that long, it becomes second nature.
Like going to the bathroom. Now I go every day.
Every day. Look at you. And it only took 21 days, Chrissy.
Now you have to think about it.
I don't. It just
I'm going right now. Yeah.
This turned into a dependent.
She didn't say going to the bathroom.
I go through so many chairs. Yeah, it's true. It's tricky too because I, as someone who's still after a year nursing the bean, I can't just go back to the diet that I know works, which is like a combination of like carnivore and keto and intermittent fasting, because I'm afraid that that's gonna like fuck with the supply. So
have you tried? Have you tried to go back to that diet?
No, I haven't, because I'm afraid that it'll like mess it up, like mess things up.
Yeah, I understand. I've hit a plateau with my weight loss as well. And I still I hold a lot of it in my face mostly. But especially if you're breastfeeding, like the best thing that you could be doing is eating the diet that you need to sustain you and your baby. And if you carry a little extra weight because of that, that's not the end of the world. You could still be a hot mom. You're taking care of yourself, as long as you're not overindulging and being completely sedentary, because these are just things that are gonna make you sick. But making sure
saying, oh, the weight's gonna come off with breastfeeding. I guess I need to be breastfeeding the entire family, because apparently I'm not doing enough for the weight is not just falling
will
off.
say,
I'm like, how many people do I have to breastfeed for this to work?
I didn't start losing weight. Okay, so this is obviously my third kid. This is the fastest I've lost weight out of all my pregnancies, and I feel like I really struggled to do so after the second one in particular, because like I got pregnant back to back. So I still hadn't lost the weight from the first pregnancy by the time I was pregnant again. And then I was pregnant with a boy, and like that does all sorts of things to your hormones. So like I got
What does it do when you're pregnant with a boy? How is that different? You have boy hormones in you? Maybe that's why I'm so angry now.
I know it. It definitely. I don't know if it was directly the boy hormones, but it did feel that way because it didn't feel. It was different when I went back and I had pregnancy again with another girl. But like my dietary needs were a lot different, and like my cravings were a lot different with my boy than the girl pregnancies.
Did you crave like small oranges and meat more?
Meat for sure. Like I was like, and like lots of fatty meat I can't lie. Through a lot of my second pregnancy, I was living in an apartment that was basically a glorified studio apartment with a loft. And that was like, and I lived on like a gravel road, so it wasn't even like I can like go out for a walk. So maybe it had to do with that as well. But like I said, losing weight didn't actually come easy to me until I figured it out the third time, and it literally was just like making sure that I had more protein than anything else in my diet. I don't go full carnivore because I just can't, but that's really what's worked for me. And figuring that out, I looked at my ancestral heritage, and I was like, okay, like what were the people in my family lineage eating?
Yes, your people.
And it actually, because like I mean that leads into your genetic makeup, like what were they sustaining themselves on. That's why like like when certain people were introduced to pineapple, it killed them because their body wasn't used to the acidity. So it's not necessarily to that extent, but I would encourage you to kind of like look into your genetics and kind of like see if you can see like what were the main proteins they ate, what were the grains they ate, what were the foods they avoided, and maybe that'll have an easier time agreeing with your system.
Let's find out. Franz, what did our people eat? No, what sustains you? No, I can't do that. That'll get me into
Franz,
trouble. No.
But they fit so well in the oven.
No, Franz, bad. We're not allowed to say those things.
We're gonna get demonetized.
Franz, no. That's why I have to keep the microphone. Yeah.
Ask Rock.
Stop asking me where the ovens are. Russell Hall. Oh yeah, want to bet. Okay, you're not contributing to this conversation at all. Chrome smite you. My son became a Marine last month. Say a prayer. Oh,
my husband was in the Navy. I'll say a prayer for him.
Wow, he's gonna be okay. The Marine aren't they the best? The Marines.
Are the Marines the tards?
I know that
okay, I was going to say, I think they're
the Navy's the gay ones.
I was going to say the Navy.
Can confirm. No, my husband was in the Navy, so yeah, Navy they're gay, and then Marines eat crayons because they're retarded, and then the Air Force are the aristocracy, and then the Army. Everybody always kind of forgets about them. So
yeah, it's true.
So
okay, wow. Back to this article, which I think is just so important. And wow, I remember so many of my parents' arguments were about my mom being a little overweight, and also my dad would I just remember them fighting a lot. Like apparently us kids didn't do enough chores, and that was my mom's responsibility. Like he was in charge of everything outside the house, like the condition of the physical house, and then obviously like going out to work, and then like my mom was in charge of everything in the house, which is food, and then the kids. She was not into any kind of physical, like I don't know how he expected her to be like in great shape because there was no like physical activity she really enjoyed, and she wasn't a gym person.
Right.
Also, she was never like in awesome shape, so I don't know. I just remember a lot of fights about that, and I just don't think
Yeah.
that's productive.
I mean, it sounds like he was just like saying a lot of things without actually helping her achieve anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Very German of him.
So German. He really loved Jamie Lee Curtis. He really loved. He had a picture of him and Sarah Jessica Parker when he worked on Sex and the City. When he became a Teamster, that was like his first big gig was Sex and the City, and he put the picture of the two of them in front of my parents' wedding photo.
Oh,
to be funny,
geez.
to be cute, of course. No, but like for sure, that was an issue. But I think it is important to show your kids discipline. And that, like, you know, if it's you know, it's hard to diet, it's hard to exercise, but it's also hard to be overweight, and the problems that come with that, the physical problems that come with that, whether you just don't feel your best or you have like physical, you know, things that crop up. It's like you have to choose your hard.
Yeah.
That's what they always said in Weight Watchers, choose your hard. Or maybe they said that in porn too. I don't know. So but this is a great article. It's a mindset. The thing I love most about being a hot mom is probably the most important for you to understand. The hot mom movement is a mentality. Well, let's see. What are like we think the top 3 steps to being a hot mom?
So you have to get your mindset right first, because that's why I put that at like the top, because it is mindset. Like if you read, where does it start?
Reading. Okay.
So
who does that?
Okay. If you want to be a hot mom, you first have to get inside her head. Being a hot mom may look different on everyone, but the hot mom culture is all the same. She's health conscious. She takes care of herself and her family. She's collected, put together, and poised. She sees herself as valuable, so she doesn't waste her own time, money, or energy. Her mind is not the equivalent of a trashed out minivan with stale French fries in the car seats, 18 pairs of shoes rolling across the floorboards, and a raccoon behind the steering wheel. So
that just describes my childhood car growing up. a Plymouth Voyager with fake wood paneling that I would peel off, and my dad would get so pissed. I'd be like, "What? It's peeling off."
I hope to bring back some nostalgia with that line. But no, like that's your bedrock. That's your foundation. Like you need to get your mind right first before you start, you know, whatever goal you have, whether it's losing weight, putting on muscle, you know, like looks maxing your face, like whatever the kids are calling it these days.
Looks maxing, yeah, muling, right? Where you're like
mewing, yeah, you like suck your tongue to like the roof of your mouth.
You have to like,
and then like
and
do
like
gua sha your face.
Gua sha.
Yeah.
There are many face exercises. I have like a Pilates thing that I've been doing. They have like sides that are like different kinds of workouts, and one whole section is just like facial exercises.
That's cool. I want to do face Pilates.
Yeah.
Face Pilates.
Pilates for my face. Proper form. No, it actually is interesting.
That's just
We're doing
boxing,
face
I
Krav
think.
Maga, Chrissy. Chill.
Face Krav Maga on a budget.
I thought face Pilates was just like when you start making faces, like you're like,
yeah. There's you can like do one where you put a spoon like in your mouth like this and it's sticking out, and you like do kind of like lifts with the spoon.
Oh, you do. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Right, there's also another way you put a ball in your mouth and you chew on it, but then it looks like a ball gag.
I've seen that.
I can't do that. I need to do more face Pilates, I guess.
There are other ones that I'm not gonna like risk the screenshots of, but you like you know?
Tongue push-ups, all sorts of things.
Oh, like a
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
If you want to be a hot mom, you have to do what a hot mom does. And to do that, you have to think like a hot mom thinks.
Yeah.
Do you need to lose weight, but you lack the self-control to abstain from sweets? Throw them out. They're not serving you. They are not for you at this time and place in your journey. A hot mom creates an environment of success, and that environment starts with her mind. Just throw your mind out. It's fun.
Garbage.
Thinking terrible thoughts, just throw your brain in the trash.
You do not spark joy.
Yeah, thank you. You no longer spark joy.
Time for a
And
new
you
one.
can, then if you take your brain out, that's what, 15 pounds you can lose right out the gate.
Yep.
I love taking care of myself. I love my skincare and my supplements. True. Did I buy myself $100 collagen powder? Yes. Does that actually work, collagen powder?
Yes, I had fine lines in my forehead, and they are almost 100% gone since.
Look at her. She doesn't even look like she has 4 kids.
What? What do you do? Put the powder all over your face? Like,
Also, send me the link. I need the link to this collagen powder. I look like a leather bag.
The article. So yeah, it's Argent Nature. Yeah, she's super fancy. She did a lot of research into it. She did a podcast episode with Alex Clark, and I had seen her stuff before, and I was like, everybody needs to do this. I'm like, no, it's $100. I don't need to do that.
For one packet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it lasts you a month. Mine has actually lasted me over a month.
I do bones, and they're really good too, and they don't cost that much.
You eat bones?
No,
you boil them.
Root and bones.
Oh, bones. Okay, like bone. Just jumping on a bone. That's why my dog has great skin. He's always eating them bones.
Them bones, them bones.
Okay, let's see. I have breastfed 4 babies. Good for you. How long did all them breastfeed for, Alicia?
So my first one, I cut her off at a year because I had a lot of issues. Okay, complicated story. I have actually been on this podcast before, just not physically. I was here in spirit. My first pregnancy was awful. I had something called hyperemesis, and I puked up so much that I was like vomiting my stomach lining and my esophagus, and so I was like vomiting blood and stuff, and I was hospitalized. Yeah, it was great.
I bet you were so thin. No.
I was so skinny. No, actually, I had packed on a shit ton of muscle before that pregnancy. I was ripped. I have photos of it, but because that was my job. I trained Navy sailors after, but anyway, I digress. I was hospitalized because I lost 10% of my body weight in 2 weeks because I wasn't able to eat or drink. And they stuck me in the hospital. I survived off of frozen blueberries and lime popsicles for several months. That's literally all I could eat. And then, slowly introduced weight after that. Anyway, needless to say, I give birth. Birth is horrible. It's traumatic. They pull my baby out of me. I tear everything. I tear things that no woman should have to ever tear. So didn't even know you could tear those things. And so then after that, PTSD, depression, anxiety,
a new butthole.
Not a new butthole. I did not tear my butthole. I tore the opposite way. Fun times. It was great. So great.
Now she has 2 clits.
Now I have 2 vaginas. Whee! One for holidays.
It's a special occasion.
This is my special occasion.
You got a promotion? Go ahead, use the second one.
It's fine. Me tonight. No, it all heals. Don't worry about it. I also wrote an article about that because you cannot find any information on it online. That's also why I was so depressed and wanted to die, is because you look it up, torn clitoris. There's no information out there.
Oh my god, it's real. I thought I was joking.
I hadn't pictured it till just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. It is 100% real. It happens to less than 1% of people. And the other thing, they did not tell me in the birthing hospital that they had done that to me. I got to discover that on them myself. They're like,
and you're like, surprise.
They're like, oh, we gave you episiotomy and then you tore over here. And I was like, okay, cool. Why can't I fucking sit down? And they're like, it will heal. It will just take time.
Is everyone Asian?
Oh yeah, I was in Japan.
Okay.
So
So they don't know about C-sections, huh?
No, they do that there too. But like they had induced me because I have a rare blood type, and they're like, oh, you have to donate blood to yourself because no one in Japan has this blood type. So you have to donate to yourself. And then if you don't go into labor by the time blood expire, then we need to induce you. And so I was like, okay. So I was literally walking several miles a day, curb stomping to get this baby out. She did not want to come out, so I had to be induced. And then I'm pushing, everything is going great. And then all of a sudden she stops moving
is
down.
what black teenagers do. I think curb walking is what you're referring to.
Yeah, curb stopping. That's when you give somebody a California smile.
Black people do. Curb walking. It was they just tell you to walk up and down from like the road to a curb. Like picturing something different here.
She's just grabbing people off the street and slamming their faces into the curb and just
get this baby moving.
Get my baby out of
Find a white person in curb stop.
She was angry because she couldn't get the baby out. She had to take the aggression out somewhere.
You would get a knee on somebody's neck, and then that's going to induce birth.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, curb walking.
I just accepted that as reality.
I just imagined you were aggressively walking along the sidewalk, you know?
I mean, like, it was at that point. I was very like, get this fucking baby out of me.
Yes, curb stomping is a form of assault.
Oh my God, Quebec in the chat. Hey, she had to do what she had to do.
Yeah.
Fair. You know what?
No,
She needed to give
baby
birth.
out safely.
Ever get that baby out of you?
Yeah, maybe all these black people who are curb stomping are just trying to induce labor. You ever think of that?
This whole time we thought that this was like a gang-related activity, and it was just people that were trying to give birth.
They're just trying to get the baby out.
Just trying to do what they could, man.
That's awesome.
Out there.
Curb stomping.
Curb stomping.
Curb stomping, man. Wait, so this was your first pregnancy?
Mm-hmm.
And she did it 3 more times.
And then I did it 3 more times.
So, was it at least easier after that, or did you just
because the first baby is the Kool-Aid man and bursts through,
blows everything up?
The next 3 can just slide out. Like, wee.
That's pretty smooth.
Pretty much.
You're like, hey, mom.
Here I am.
Yeah. What's for lunch?
It's a baby. Yeah.
Wow.
So it and then like the issue is like my PTSD was triggered by smells, and I tried to get myself help. I went to the Navy provided counselor, and I told her my PTSD is triggered by smells, and she says, well, whenever you feel triggered, I need you to take deep breaths and journal about it.
Take deep breaths.
Take deep
Wow.
breaths.
What?
Sorry, Dr. Phil.
That's just gonna make it worse.
Exactly. But take deep breaths. And then she has the audacity. Your baby is getting teeth so fast. You know what that means? They're getting the growth out of the way because the other one is going to happen soon. And I was like,
oh wow,
the fuck, it's not. Like, so didn't go back there. Anyway, I did a bunch of research. I healed my clit. I healed my brain. And then after that, I was like, wanted another kid, and we were settled. We were like, okay, like we're gonna have one more. because this is probably going to be awful. And so I go and I get pregnant with my second. I start to get really sick. I go to the doctor and they're like, oh, here's all the Zofran you've ever wanted. There's like barely an upper limit. And I'm like, wait a minute. I could have had more Zofran this entire time. And they're like, yeah, here you go. And I'm like, the other doctor only let me have 4 Zofran a day. And they're like, no, you can have twice that amount every day. And
Wow.
yeah, so anyway, I got to pop Zofran as much as I wanted to, and then discovered also that Dramamine helps and all these other things. And second pregnancy, like, although it was awful, went much better than the first one. Didn't tear at all, thank gosh. And on the second one, got to do it with midwives, like not the Japanese version, but like, you know, great midwives.
They didn't make you curb stomp. Yeah.
Yeah, they did make me curb stomp.
Like, that's actually barbaric, and we don't need you to do that. Yeah.
That might be cool in Japan.
Yeah.
My
Japan. They're very
Yeah.
racist in Japan. Everything makes sense now.
And even though this is downtown Dallas, we don't do that here. So, you know, the second one went well enough, and we're like, you know, we get to around like 8 months. I'm like, I need another one of these. I need another hit. And so that's what we did. We got pregnant again with the third one. And that pregnancy and that birth was even better. I was literally like laughing between contractions, and then pushed her out. She was born on actually Good Friday. And then, you know, my fourth one, I just had him 8 months ago, back in August. And,
wow,
you know, that was great. I gave birth to him in my shower because the midwife didn't believe.
That's what I'm talking about.
Labor.
You just like caught it yourself.
I did fucking catch him myself because the midwife didn't believe that I was in labor. I kept telling her, I warned her ahead of time. I said, every single midwife before you has not thought that I was in labor. I don't make noise when I'm in labor. I need you to understand this. This is important. Like, just trust me.
Yeah, like I've only done this 3 other times.
I've only done this 3 other times. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. And she's like, okay. And
you don't make noise when you're in labor?
No.
That's insane. I'm so loud.
That's insane. That's like a
the Japanese have this thing called like the sophrology method, and like literally all it does is like you just sit there and breathe. You're like, and they literally sent me home with the creepiest little recorded like CD of the sophrology, like, oh, then you breathe through your uterus, and then you breathe through
your uterus. Doesn't that cause queefing?
Your mouth. Breathe through when you are curb stomping the poor black person. Breathe through your feet while they are hitting the ground and someone's head.
But no, you just sit there and breathe. And so I'm like, all right, my philosophy is that like complaining about like, so my whole thing is like, if I cry, if I, you know, make noise, whatever, like it's just going to waste my energy.
True.
It's not going to help me. And this is like my philosophy, you know, it's other philosophies are going to work for other women. I'm speaking for myself. You know, I don't want to waste the energy. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to sit here and breathe.
Well,
the whole thing is like, you know, you are the rider and your breath is the horse, you know, and so you ride your whatever. And then anyway, the midwife didn't believe that I was in labor. She sent me to bed and my husband to bed. I'm like, this is miserable. I keep having contractions in bed. They're awful. I can't sleep through them. And so I just like, wouldn't let me get in the pool. And so I just like, I'm going to go in the shower. Like, I don't care at this point. I need some water. And so I go in the shower, I feel the baby. I call my husband. I'm like, hey, can you come here? And he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, I need you to go get the midwives. And he goes downstairs. I can hear him chatting and they're like all laughing and all this stuff. And then he goes back upstairs and I don't hear from him again. And I can feel my baby coming. He's like getting lower and lower. My contractions are getting like worse and worse. And then And then what did I say? I cussed him out essentially. He comes in, he's like, "Hey, are you okay?" He's like, "Where the fuck have you been?" He's like,
Wow.
"What
That
is
is
it,
scary,
or
though.
something like that." Well, he went back to sleep. He misheard me. He didn't understand what was going on because he was like so sleep addled. I feel bad.
Don't feel bad. You're the one giving birth in a shower.
Like, you didn't know that I was giving birth in a shower. That was like, it was a miscommunication. He was so tired that he was like, "Oh, like everything's fine."
I'm so tired. Oh, my God, it's so hard missing sleep.
But anyway, I gave birth to him by myself as my midwives were running up the stairs
badass.
in my shower.
You just fucking caught him while in one hand, the other hand holding a Pert Plus or something.
It was like the Heisman Trophy. Like, what is he like? He's like kneeling on the ground, like one knee up or whatever.
Cool.
Like,
wait a second. So you caught him, and then like he's still. What did you do with the umbilical cord? Like, did you?
Oh, it's just kind of there. You're like
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did delayed cord. I don't know if you. I'm sure you probably did too. I do delayed cord clamping, so I just like let the
wait a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I've waited as long as it. The last time was like half an hour, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just like wait till it's like white.
Yeah,
like all the blood is gone from the placenta.
I think I had delivered it. I delivered my placenta before we had cut the cord.
Yeah,
that's cool. I wish I could
they
do
put
that.
it in like a little bowl, and you just look at it. You're like, "Oh, hello."
I like did the most with my first one. I was like, it was really weird about it.
Did you encapsulate it? What did you bury it? What'd you do?
She made it into a chicken parm sandwich.
I did.
Fried it up.
I did a tincture. I had the woman when she was done doing the thought, she like threw it on a canvas and made a print of it. And
I turned mine into a schnitzel. It's just like German. You pound it out, cover it in breadcrumbs.
And then the last one was she bronzed the umbilical cord.
Bronzed?
Mm-hmm.
Then what did you do with it?
It's like a keychain somewhere in like. Oh, I finally got my. Yes.
I feel like it's like a talisman at this point. Like you need to wait.
Imagine you're like, what the hell is that smell? Oh, it's this keychain.
It doesn't smell, Chrissy. Come on.
Like, I think your keychain went bad.
Like crunchy hippie lady.
What
like,
is this?
Wearing a placenta that I just like ripped out.
Mom, your keychain is leaking. It's bleeding.
I also did. I remember I did the bump cast. I did like the.
What what do you do with that? You have a cast of your
it's sitting in my. It's sitting in. I thought it was sitting in my storage unit, but now I think it's in my. I was renting my parents' summer home at the time when I gave my first baby, and that's where we wrote out COVID and everything. So I'm thinking it's probably like in a back room somewhere there.
You should bust it out for the Super Bowl. Put chips in it. Or just have it when you have parties. Everybody can put their keys in it.
Every year on her birthday, I'm gonna whip that sucker out, and we're gonna eat chips out of it.
Put candy in it for Halloween, and the trick or treaters just like trick or treat. Yes, take it out of my bowl.
Take it out of the bowl. Oh, I can. I could decorate it for Halloween and put like the fake blood.
Jack-o'-lantern.
That's a great idea.
There's many uses
because it's just collecting dust. I don't know. I think it was part like COVID psychosis. I really do, because I was like, these things, they're so sentimental, and now I'm like, eh.
Oh, now they have breast milk jewelry. You can submit breast milk.
I think this is why it came up last time, because we were talking about breast milk jewelry. Yeah,
but it doesn't really even look like. It just looks like white jewelry.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's
I think I decided I was going to get liposuction and make jewelry out of my fat.
You should give
Since
it
I
to
don't have breast milk.
suitors.
Yeah,
a little
Here.
piece of me to carry with you.
Here, sir. Here's a nice necklace for you to wear.
Oh my god!
Of my old fat.
I wonder if they have a service like that for trans people. Like, what am I going to do with this dick and balls now? Turn it into jewelry now that you're a woman.
There was one person that had to sue his former partner for his balls. That has been a thing.
Where were they? Where were the balls being
Where were they?
kept?
In a medical jar.
In a mason jar?
Because they were using it as part of their fetish play.
What were they in, brine or something? Were they like
They were like probably in
preserved?
formaldehyde or something, yeah.
That makes me sad.
These are such well and healthy people.
So, that seems too risky. It's like there of
People
all the
that
toys to play with, you're gonna use someone's actual preserved balls.
Yeah, it's not a fetish or anything. That's totally normal. See here.
Gross. We really went somewhere I didn't expect.
So being a hot mom is
being
wonderful.
a hot mom. Where were we? We were okay. It's fun. Yeah, you gotta take care of yourself. Like if you're fat right now, like I'm kind of fat right now. I'm now inspired to buy like sexy fat person pajamas. You know, like don't just sit in your ugly fat person pajamas.
Yeah, get started.
You gotta start somewhere.
Let's see. Okay, I have fantastic sex, and I have it. Now you're just rubbing it in, Alicia.
I mean,
this is just bragging. This is
I mean, I really have no defense.
Sex is just better.
I am
when you know
bragging.
you're-
And what?
I'm gonna read this. Your sex is just better when you know you're hot. My husband has seen my
True.
body in all
It's
its
true.
many forms and has loved me ardently through them all. But the best sex for me has always been, again, when I'm feeling my best. This is true. This is true for everybody. And I'm feeling my best when I'm not worried about a stomach pooch, jiggly thighs, or acne. I'm a lot less shy. As I said, it hasn't mattered how I've looked over the 10 years. Oh, that's so sweet. My husband can't keep his hands off me no matter what. Tell him you're transitioning. See what he does then. As long as I'm not.
Would you like to keep my labia in your purse?
Yeah. Also, I'm going to cut my hair short. As long as I'm not unhealthy, he doesn't care.
Get a septum piercing.
Yeah, I'm going to turn my labia into earrings. What do you think? Additionally, it's hard to fully enjoy yourself when you've got pelvic floor weakness from pregnancy and birth, working out, being healthy. How do you know if you have pelvic floor weakness?
Do you pee when you sneeze or laugh or run?
I pee
Or
when I
jump?
come up with a really great joke. Or
There is
if it's like about to rain, you know, it's like
Well, you might be a wizard. I don't know about pelvic floor
I
weakness.
see a little every time the seasons change, like after the groundhog sees his shadow.
It's how you determine how long the spring's gonna be based on how much.
Yeah. Dixie Chicks playing in the background.
Yes, be a hot mom. Be confident. It's true, because if you look better, you feel better. If you feel better, you look better. That didn't even make sense. Okay. Yes, be skinny. That's what we're trying to say here.
Yes.
It's the most important thing. We're not going to sugarcoat it. Like, oh, it's about how you feel. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, but if you feel better fat,
nobody feels better fat though.
Nobody does, and that's the thing. So, like, if you feel better fat, then fine. Like, you know, whatever. I
How
don't
can
think
you
it's the
have
best
good
health
sex
choice,
when you're fat though?
but
You
I
just
don't think that
can't.
you can. I don't
More
think that
holes,
you can.
more places to put a penis, I guess.
All that fat slapping up against each other.
Oh
There.
no.
Wedding.
I used to be an EMT. I hated the fat people the most. The most.
Why? Why? What did they
Because
do?
you try to put EKG leads on them. You're supposed to count intercostal spaces. Intercostal spaces are like, you know, your ribs.
Above your boob.
Count them. No. Like, so, you know, you can feel like, okay,
Oh yeah,
there's a
keep
rib.
showing
There's
us.
a
Yes, we need
space.
more super chats.
Yeah. Intercostal spaces, that's what they are. You feel your ribs and then you put a lead, you know, you count down the spaces, you put a lead there. They're so fat, You have to like jam in there and feel around, and then you literally have to lift up. You have to have somebody else lift up their folds so you can shove a lead in there. And sometimes they're so sweaty in there that you have to clean it off with alcohol, and it stinks.
Fat?
It smells like yeasty cheese.
Oh no! How fat was the fattest person you dealt with?
I don't know pounds. We didn't weigh them. We just had to figure out how to get them out of the fucking house. Like,
This sounds like someone who needs to be like cut out of their house situation.
Do you guys?
I never had to deal with that, thankfully.
You guys remember when like there was like a whole bunch of these stories going around, like the people who would get like fused to their furniture, or like they would get brought in by the EMT and like there would be like a dead animal in one of the fat folds.
Yep.
Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's a thing that happens. Yeah, people have had mushrooms, fungus growing in their fat folds. That's what that smell is.
Wait, what?
Oh my God.
There's mushrooms growing?
No, fungus. Like eventually they might get mushrooms, but no, it's a fungus, and that's where the worst of the smell comes from. So it's fungus.
Hold
and
on.
yeast.
So when you're fat, you have fungus growing in your fat folds, and that's why they smell bad?
If you don't clean yourself, you do. Yeah.
Yes, I remember the Simpsons episode where Homer was really fat and he had to wash himself with a rag on a stick. Or no, maybe that was Bart's dream. I wash myself with a rag on a stick. Bart! Yes. Okay, now I remember. That's disgusting.
Yes, it is vile.
Ooh.
And putrid.
It's motivation to stay skinny.
Yeah.
True. Then you're talking about jealous people. It's true. It comes down to jealousy. Daughters marry men who are like their dads. Well, I didn't. And sons marry women.
Oh, that's why I'm not married, because my dad was absent. Okay, anyway.
Damn you, Dad.
Thanks a lot, Dad. Now you're dead. So now what am I supposed to do?
Marry a dead guy.
Marry a dead guy.
Dead guy. We'll hold a seance. That would be one hell of a dating show.
It's legal in Paris. You can do that in Paris. So.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not really.
Hey, ladies, ask Rock about the Chrissy generations. What? What Chrissy generations?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know
What do
what
we
that
even
means.
ask him? Hello, Rock. What are the Chrissy generations?
I guess we have to ask Rock.
Why the hell a midwife running your household? What?
When did I say she was?
Russell, you don't know shit about shit.
Well, she's now on acid.
How did they actually use the jar of balls? We don't know.
It was
we don't want to ask too many questions.
The Code Browns are also worse with the fat ones. Ugh.
Yep, that is true.
When you're fat, you become a burden on everybody else. Really, ultimately.
It's true.
Wow. Okay. We did not get to any of these topics. Let's check in on my personal hero. She went viral this week. Woman who called 5-year-old boy the N-word surpasses $600,000 in donations to help her deal with the backlash. Shiloh Hendricks has raised over $623K on Gibson Go, is asking for $1 million to help her relocate.
The current count is at $649,381.
Woo! This woman's only 36, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she looks a little older.
Did you call him a nigger, the child? Did you call the child the nigger word? It is my own business. You call him a nigger?
He doesn't. He sounds like a Allah Akbar.
Yeah, isn't he?
Somalian.
Isn't he Somalian?
Yeah,
He's Somalian. He's a pedophile, actually.
Yeah.
So what is he doing? Taking up.
Why was he alone at a park with
That's
no
not even his
on his
word.
own?
Exactly.
Question everyone is asking. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
And the kid, I wanted to see the little kid give the finger too. Like,
Oh, that'd have been hilarious.
Nobody dig into your shit. That little kid, you call him a nigger? The little child? Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
so this person who's a pedophile just wanted her to go viral. So what? Like, what does that do for the man?
Well, I mean, he gets to play
Well,
victim. He gets to cry
yeah.
victimization.
And he knows that like she'll face the backlash, or he thought that's what would happen because that's what's happened 100 other times.
Mm-hmm.
Because to them, apparently saying the no word is the equivalent of stabbing a white guy in the white kid in the chest.
Right.
For good reason.
Same.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's violence.
Miss me with that bullshit.
Yeah.
We're so accustomed.
So that gives you the right to call the child five.
Wow.
That's what you're gonna call him.
So this was because what? The kid stole something out of her bag?
Yeah, the kid was stealing something out of her diaper bag. She was trying to leave, and this guy was like following her and harassing her.
Oh, wow.
Her biggest mistake was that when she saw them there, she didn't just get up and leave in the first place.
Yeah.
Like,
But
it's not worth it.
Wasn't this in a bad area, like in the first place? Like it wasn't like in a high. It wasn't like
in a good
that's
area.
what I've heard. Yeah, it wasn't in a good area.
Well, I mean, if there's black people
It was in a brown zone.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, even if you're not anticipating, or even if you're not the person who sees a group of black people and think, "Oh, this is going to be a bad situation," if a situation were to occur, it's never going to turn out in your favor. Turn around and walk away. Not worth it.
That's
Never.
why my husband has banned me from Walmart.
You're banned from Walmart?
I'm literally, as per my husband, I'm literally not allowed to go to Walmart by myself. And like honestly, because every single time, and I'm not even joking, every single time I've gone to Walmart by myself, I get hollered at.
That's part of being a hot mom, Alicia.
Yep.
And what kind of hollering? Are we talking cat calls or are we talking like people trying to fight you?
We're talking cat calls and then being followed up and down the aisles. Yeah.
See, whenever that happens to me, I just go for the itchy cream aisle and I just sort of linger there. Like, where's the herpes medicine? And I wait till the person stops following me.
He'd probably tell you he has herpes too.
Like, where's the AIDS medicine? Where does I have monkeypox?
We could be infectious together.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the weird vulture-like creatures don't care. They're just trying to be predators is all. Yeah, that doesn't happen to me every time I go to the grocery store, but the few times that it has, I immediately go, and start running. And it turns out usually somebody already tattled on them for being that way before I got there.
Wow.
And they get kicked out of the store before anything happens. So
if I stopped going to all the places I was hollered at, I wouldn't leave the house.
Oh, man.
Pretend. So, Courtney, if it was up to you, would you be a stay-at-home hot mom or still have a job with kids hot mom? Also, how tall are you? And this is a lot of questions, Mitchell.
Asking for a friend.
How tall are you and what state do you live in? Asking for a friend. Wow.
I think he wants my social security number. Yeah. And well, first of all, I'm not really that interested in having kids, but
not even a little bit.
I don't. No. Well, I'm single right now and I'm old. So like I've gone over this multiple times. Yeah. By the time I meet somebody, I need to be established in the relationship. I don't want to be a single mom. So we have to, time's a ticking. And if I just, things derail too soon anyway.
Well, looks like we have a potential suiter down here.
But either way, like I don't want just one or the other. I want to be, I want to have best of both worlds or whatever they say. I want to be able to still work like when I can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously if the babies are like super little and stuff, like I'd rather just be home. But I'm 5'5" and I live in Washington State.
Oh, okay.
And I was,
you interested?
and I have a Russell Hall for you to deal with. So
Fifi Giganator for 5. Shout out to Camp Wawona in Yosemite. I can't read. I'm having a stroke.
Yosemite.
It's a fantastic SDA Christian summer camp that I highly recommend for any Christian CA kiddos. Wholesome fun.
Cute.
Is this like a gay conversion camp? That's what it sounds like to me.
Christian summer camp?
Yeah. No, are they not the same thing?
No, the Bible camp that I went to, it was like a Christian summer camp, and no, there was no conversions going on there.
Okay.
You weren't praying the gay away?
No. Yeah, no, like, what is the electrotherapy, all that stuff, like none of that happened.
It's weird. I didn't go to like a Christian camp, but I went to a Quaker camp, and that was
You have oatmeal every day, no matter what.
Actually, yeah.
Actually,
yes.
They also made us go to Quaker services, which is basically okay. I'm gonna do a horrible job describing a Quaker service because it's also been several decades.
I had a Quaker teacher in high school.
But like it was basically like a silent, like sitting in the church in silence, and occasionally someone would have like a testimony, and then more silence, and then we would just kind of leave.
Wow.
All right.
Very strange. There was also like a very like camp-wide game of. Do you guys remember the game Mafia?
Yes.
What? No.
It's a fun game.
So, like a bunch of people. So it was like a very like classic like summer camp game. Like there'd be a bunch of people who were like in the mafia, and they would like you would have like these big summits where they would try to like figure out who's in the mafia and who's not in the mafia, and like you can like whack people and like there's
So it's like Among Us, but in person?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was like it was one of those things where like if you were one in the mafia, you were like in like the cool clique. And it was like this is like inner circle kind of deal. Which it was just like a very strange game for like peaceful Quakers to play. You know what I mean? It's just very like antithetical to like the Quaker message, but that's all I remember of my it was a very religious camp, but like it just I don't know.
K-Max for 10. Well, if the ladies on the panel want to get rich, with Shiloh Hendricks' business plan the way to go? I mean, who hasn't rapped the word from a song at least? It's a word, not violence.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say she's not necessarily like permanently rich. I mean, yeah, $600,000 is a lot of money, but like
you could say she's N-word rich.
If it stops at like, $500,000-$600,000, that's not like loaded for life, right? Like that's gonna keep you going for a few years maybe, but after that, like
after a few pairs of Jordans, that money runs out.
Exactly.
People are forgetting too, like she is just like before this she was like a super normie for like all intents and purposes. Like she's gonna have a hard time, like she's gonna get recognized everywhere she goes now.
She's gonna dye her hair. She'll be fine. Like
we'll see. I wish her the best of luck. I do. I wouldn't curse
change
her
her name. She'll dye her hair. She'll be fine.
I also don't necessarily believe the whole like he was autistic. Like, okay, sure.
Right. People use autism to get away with all matter of bad behavior.
They also say that he was 5, and that the quick
not
little,
look like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, the quick little switch to like aim at, when he aimed the camera at him, that didn't look like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, you know what, K-Max, a lot of us have been saying the word for free for decades now.
Exactly. I was gonna say we're just the fools who never monetize.
But I agree. It is just a word.
Somalian.
It's just a word.
Is there a way to get like retro pay for that, or like what do you?
Yeah.
That's what makes me a tard wife, you know. If only I had known I could make $600,000.
And is it like every time you say it, or like
right? How much do I get paid per time?
Maybe it's like a location thing. Like you get $600,000 for saying it at a park, but like, what if you say it in a school?
What if I just say it quietly to myself in my car with the windows up?
That's worth like a $5.
What if I'm quoting like an Eddie Murphy routine? Does that count, or is it because I'm quoting a black man? Like,
you know what? I wish
if you say the N word in a forest and no one's around to hear it, did you actually say it?
Yeah, like,
and they still get offended.
The trees get offended, but
Yeah, what if you say it while you're curb stomping to give birth?
There's
True.
I really wish I remember which special it was in, but Donald Glover did like a whole bit in one of his specials about how white people really just need to start saying the N-word, and like it just needs to come back. And he's like explaining this, and he's like, you know what, we're gonna lose some of you along the way though. It's funny because I think that was like over a decade ago, and it's like, good for you, you know.
That sounds fun. Aldo's journal. My chat was about what Kim was saying about jeans when you were talking about your little toy, Ms. Mayer. You just read it too late, Ms. Don't call me Ms. Mayer. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a dance
also,
teacher.
why is he repeating that? And then also,
I don't know.
This doesn't make sense either, sir.
No. Getting a timeout for that.
I feel like it makes less sense than the last one.
So Field says Planet Fitness is the Walmart of gyms. True.
Yep. That is fact.
Russell Hall, can you please try not to bang the entire internet? Not for $2, Russell.
Listen, Russell.
K-Max
bang one.
Courtney's dogs are her kids. They demand her
baby.
attention. Wake her up in the middle of the night. She has the baby thing covered already. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody likes to boop my snoot every night until
your
2 o'clock.
snoot.
Yeah, like every hour. It's so cute though. Come here, Cricket. Come here. Show them your beautiful face. She's like, oh, you're so cute.
Actually, while we're on the subject, I think I'll this cute little doggy.
And she'll boop my snoot every hour until about 2 o'clock in the morning because she pretends that she wants to go potty.
She'll boop it.
Yeah, she'll like climb up and then she'll go here. She'll go boop.
Oh,
and then I'm like, ah, and then she'll give me one little kiss, and then I'm awake. And then I'm like, go lay down, and she's like, no. And then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get up. And then she goes outside. My boob's out.
That's okay. Roll with it.
And then yeah, and then she just goes outside and sniffs the air, chases a bird, and comes back inside.
This is from, I guess, a black man who was refusing to sell his food to black people.
Oh. You want to kill me? I'm trying to sell him the chicken. I'm going to fucking hell around here, man. This is how I'm put up. Well, now I'm going to be right on me. I ain't serving y'all no more, man. Y'all don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You need your ass killed around here.
Oh my god. Chicken waffin.
Chicken waffin.
Who is this man? Where is he from?
I don't know, but I bet his chicken's delicious.
Oh my god.
He seems like the kind of guy that makes some mean fried chicken.
He does seem at his wit's end.
I'll go to his restaurant.
Wow, that was fun.
Tell me where it is.
Oh my gosh. Joining us is Scarlett Hampton. Hello, Scarlett.
You're muted.
She's muted.
Hi, how's it going? Yeah, I muted it just to be safe in case something
crazy was happening.
outside.
I'm not sure if this is even related at all.
how's it going,
I
everybody?
didn't even pre-watch this. It just involves another black person. So let's see if it's
Okay.
relevant. Let's see.
I pulled over to eat some food for my class, and I just got upset because I pulled over into a white neighborhood. It's just so nice, and it just reminds me that everything is about racism.
Wait, nope.
And they have so much shade, so much parking. Like, it's the simple shit. I couldn't even just pull over really and enjoy my lunch because I was like, I haven't seen a person of color walk by me once.
Wow.
He's wearing a doggy hat.
Why do you
They're
need
running
that?
around, and it's white people.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all
Why
gotta
does that
really
matter?
do it.
Oh no.
Of course y'all do.
Of course.
You don't just eat your fucking food. You woke up, went to go get food, and somehow got offended in between. If you don't like the neighborhood you parked in, just leave. What do you mean white people got shade? You stand under a tree, you'll get some shade. You were in the car anyway. She is actually upset. You cannot make this shit up, ladies and gentlemen. Why didn't you just go to the hood if you needed to see some black folk that bad? You went to a white neighborhood to complain about white folks in the neighborhood. Just eat your food and shut the fuck up.
Because having shade is about racism. And
they
Math,
always think shadiness.
math is racist.
I laid on the hood for the first time this week. It's crazy.
You went
I laid on
to
the hood of my own Saab, my car.
You went to the hood?
I laid on my Saab, on my car, on my woman. I laid on her on the hood.
You
The hood of her
laid
car.
on the hood
She
of her
laid on the
car.
hood of her car. Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's like so hot in the sun, like
The car is, yeah, that makes
basking
sense.
in the sun. Like I'm a.
You didn't have
cold-blooded
any
kid.
shade? Well, apparently you're
No, we
not
didn't
white
have no
then.
shade. I was with a motorcycle club, not gang.
Uh-oh.
But I went yesterday. It was so crazy. I'm so sore in my thighs from riding a motorcycle all day.
Push-up says, can we have Scarlett every
Lord,
week? She's
nice.
awesome. Push-ups, you need to focus. Either
No, I don't want to.
you're trying to find a girlfriend. You live in New York. Push-ups. Scarlett is way out in Wisconsin. You gotta focus on who's
No,
around
we
you.
hit the
Push-ups.
Midwest, the outlaws stuff we have out here and stuff.
Scarlett, I'm
And,
gonna
like,
catch you up on what you missed. Certain people equals immigrants.
That was crazy. I thought I was gonna have to go break up a fight. I'm so scared.
Mm-hmm. What's new?
Sit on the lap of a guy.
What's new in
It's gone. It's
update the
gone.
folks what you've been up to, Scarlett? What's new in Wisconsin?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so the weather's been nice, which is great. So you can walk outside, not get icicles on your eyelashes, which I love though. Then I don't have to buy mascara because I got icicles on my eyelashes. And then I've been hearing bikes all day. I'm so fucking scared. Do they know where I live? Oh my god.
Maybe.
Does who know where you live?
The bikes.
The bike.
Do the bikes know where you
I
live?
love the bike there, people. We had pizza. I had the Ian's pizza, which is a Madison type of pizza they ordered after
Okay.
we went on the long bike ride. And that had onions, it had mushrooms, it had artichoke. Oh my goodness. Where do you find artichoke anymore?
Probably the grocery store.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I usually see it at the
Grow
grocery store.
artichoke.
In the produce aisle.
Produce aisle, but other than that,
Yeah.
pretty hard to come by.
No, my dad used to make me eat expired foods when I was a kid.
Same.
So-
My dad would be like, "Oh, it's got mold on it. Just cut that part off."
Did he make you eat
we're pretty
expired
practical
artichokes?
here. We're pretty practical. So my dad would say, "Here, you guys got to eat bamboo shoots," and I didn't know what that was.
You're not a koala. Why would you say it?
No, I choked on
A
this
panda.
There's like
Oh,
green
was it?
panda. I didn't. I
Was it
choked on
expired?
it. Well, yeah, of course it was.
expired
Because my mom's
bamboo
the
shoot.
attorney. She's away from home, and that's when my dad did the legal stuff. Is when my mom, the attorney, is away from home. Okay, let's eat the expired food and try to get botulism right now.
Mm.
Well, if it's good enough for your face.
It tasted good. We just never microwaved anything. So this biker dude microwaves my chicken pot pie. I got it and it sat out in my car like a week. And I said, nah, I should throw this away. He's like, you should throw this away. And I said, I don't waste food. So he's like, I'll microwave it. So I'm like, this is the best food I ate in my life. And it was heaven. It was chicken pot pie. Microwaved it 4 minutes.
That
Like
sounds
the little
perfect.
$1 chicken pot pies. Microwaved it 4 minutes.
Okay,
I don't need no steakhouse that's gonna give me like I don't know that
She's a
sort of
cheap-
like parasite.
She's a cheap date. That's why we love Scarlett. I guess
I
this
wish.
is
I
sort
wish.
of
I
on
am though.
topic here. Harrison Smith from InfoWars. I don't know if you guys have seen this clip already. This is the heart of the race issue. They want people divided, but division is not the purpose. Destroying white people and white concepts like liberty is the purpose. Ooh. Okay.
What if only black people voted? Well, everywhere would be Democrat. What if only Jewish people voted? Everywhere would be Democrat. What if only Hispanic people voted? Everywhere would be Democrat. What if only Asian people voted? Everywhere would be Democrat. What if only women voted? Everywhere would be Democrat. What if only men voted? Everywhere is red. Everywhere is Republican. What if only white people voted? Everywhere is Republican. There's a racial aspect to this that they recognize, that they understand, that the only group concerned about limiting government power are white males. That's why they're being targeted. That's why we are being targeted. They'll write articles with that headline, demographics are our destiny. Do we even need an undercover video of them saying this? Joe Biden gives speeches where this is the point. They have the American people, and specifically white people, so kowtowed and beaten down that they can literally look you in the eye and go, we're replacing you. We hate you and your race because you stand up to us. And we're dismantling you and replacing you with people that are more amenable to our exploitation, more willing to allow us a free hand in governance. Who don't give a damn about this country or its founding principles. And white people sitting there going, I love diversity though. No, but I'm not a bad one. I'm one of the good whites. Will you be nice to me? And they're just like, no, we don't care if you're good or not.
Wow.
And we see your kindness as weakness. And the more you give us, the more we want. The more you try to help us, the more demands we make. And this is never going to end.
He's spitting continual facts. Yeah, it's like, of course, you're gonna go for the people that are not gonna want, that are gonna keep
Crazy,
you in power, keep you in your job.
That reminds me of like what just happened this entire last week. That you
hold on a second.
Never going to end. We realize this. Can we recognize basic, obvious patterns that repeat like a fractal pattern? Day over day, week over week, year over year, decade over decade, century over century. It's the same thing over and over. When are we going to break the cycle? Again, things would be different if we had, an APAC guy that they could go to. Again, this is the irony. They're supposed to be our guy. They're supposed to be the ones that represent our interests. Instead, they represent their own interests, their own profit, their own power. And part of that process of self-aggrandizement is receiving funds and support from organizations like APAC, who they do actually do things for because they're rewarded with wealth and power and influence. We Americans don't have any wealth or power or influence to offer them, so they ignore us. It just represents how utterly broken our entire system is. The idea is that their power of being in this position, of being a congressman or a senator, is derived directly from us. We give them that power, we hold it over them, and if they don't do what we want, we can take that power away. They're supposed to be looking after our interests because that is supposed to be the source of their power. There is no incentive for them to actually care about us at all. It's a perverse incentive structure that completely inverts the construct of our government.
Woo! What a smart cookie.
What a nice guy.
Anything I say is just going to make that sound dumber.
He thinks that we have the voice to make sure they're that.
Thanks, Harrison.
Thanks a lot, Harrison. Everyone has equal moral value. Every race is worthy of pride.
Way.
Everyone can embrace
I
liberty.
put my nan on keto. We go on keto now.
The diet?
Yeah. No carbs. You get away from that bread. Strip it off. Strip it off.
No bread. That's a good tip.
No
But
bread.
Western values or European values are and arose from a unique historical place in people. These values stop tyranny. So people with oppressive designs are trying to destroy them. They are trying to demonize the people in history so that their ideas get rejected. Why do you think their characteristics of white supremacy lists include things like individualism and justice? Whoa. Look at this. Aspects and assumptions of whiteness. This is fascinating. I can't zoom in. But it says white dominant culture or whiteness refers to the ways white people and their traditions, attitudes, and ways of life have been normalized over time and are now considered standard practices in the U.S. And since white people still hold most of the institutional power in America, we all have internalized aspects of white culture. Rugged individualism. Okay, this is supposedly a bad thing. Wow. Do you know it's bad to be an individual? The individual.
Not only
makes me feel like I'm crazy.
White.
It's going to be like an individual unit, one quantity, one lamp.
Like
family.
All these other people that are not white, they don't want to be individuals. They all want to be copy pastes of each other.
Communism. Yeah, I mean that's. I would hate to be like a not white person who enjoys being an individual reading this. The nuclear family.
We should love Putin.
children should have own rooms, be independent. I don't know about that. I think it's normal for kids to share
Macron plus
rooms.
Trump plus Putin. That's a good
Emphasis on scientific method, objective. Oh gosh, it's so white to have objective, rational, linear thinking.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God.
they declared math as racist, a few years ago. So.
I prefer to just jump to conclusions without looking into anything.
Math is racist, apparently.
Math is
That
racist. Yeah.
blew my mind.
They declared running as racist recently.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
being fit is racist.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a right-wing behavior is exercise.
Running is how you stay not raped.
Education.
Protestant work ethic, hard work.
Pew-pews are also how you stay not raped.
Work
Yes,
for
they
play.
are.
If you didn't meet your goals, you didn't work hard enough. That's Protestant. I thought that was just working. Religion, Christianity is the norm. No tolerance for deviation from single God concept. Status, power, and authority. Wealth equals worth. Your job is who you are. That's probably the only part I disagree with. Your job is who you are. Respect authority.
Yeah.
Heavy value on ownership of goods. Planning for the future is white. Delayed gratification is white. Just tomorrow will be better in quotes is apparently white.
What the fuck?
Time is white.
So, okay, this is interesting though, because I did see this video recently, and this interviewer was interviewing Black people from different countries, and they were talking about or maybe it was just one country, but I don't remember which country it was. But they talked about oh yeah, everything in our culture or in our country just falls apart, and so we just make new ones all the time. And so they got to the bottom of what this issue was, and they asked, well, what's the word for maintenance in your language? They're like, oh, there is no word for maintenance. And so it just literally was not a concept. Taking care of things so that they work tomorrow. I have no idea. No concept.
That's so interesting.
Huh.
Have you guys heard of the movie Gumo? It's
No.
with two M's. It's like some sort of incest hillbilly thing. But not
Ooh.
incest, that's a bad word. But it's kind of like what we're talking about, where they create their own government.
Did you know that steak and potatoes is white?
That
I
sounds
love
about
steak
right.
and potatoes in my freezer microwave oven.
What blonde women's beauty on blonde and thin. No, you can be brunette and thin or redhead and thin. There's diversity there. Man's attractiveness is based on economic status, power, and intellect. That's true in every culture. You're kidding yourself if you disagree. Holidays are white. Justice is white.
This is just exhausting. Okay, if you don't like to celebrate holidays, then please work on Christmas.
Oh my
then.
God, I love this under competition. Must always do something about a situation. It's all these people who want to do something.
So has anyone not been to church? Is it wrong that we don't celebrate I celebrated holidays, but I haven't been to church. Is that a bad thing?
No,
Should
I mean
certain things.
Go when you can.
No, just celebrating a holiday in general means that you are white.
Yeah,
Oh,
Christmas, of course, and Easter. And
Yeah, so if you don't want to be white, then you need to be working on holidays because
I get spray tans.
let the white people celebrate their holidays that you don't want to celebrate.
Being polite is
Donald
white.
Trump both get spray tans at Suntan City.
Being
So
polite
that
is
we
white.
are white.
Not showing emotion is white. Don't discuss your personal life is. That just sounds like professionalism.
Damn, I should be so white right now.
Avoid conflict, intimacy, written tradition. Wow.
Intimacy is white. Oh my! Well, that explains that some father situation.
Intimacy with white people, it's so good.
It's true. Wow, I feel like we're learning so much. Mitchell Fields, wow, my computer crashed while you tried to answer. It may not be meant to be, lol. I drive between California and Washington regularly and just found an epic Chinese restaurant, The Harvest in Tacoma. Damn good food.
Can I
Really-
just?
He's really
Wait.
trying, Courtney.
Okay, I don't
He
mean to be a
is.
total dick, but
Be a
I
dick.
hate Chinese food so much.
Strike
Anytime
one. Nicole.
I've eaten it, like in recent years, it's just every time it's not good.
You end up curb
kidding,
stomping
right?
someone.
I'm malnutrition because that's all I had to eat today was some frozen healthy choice meal that was sweet and sour chicken with rice. I microwaved it for 4 minutes. It burned and it almost started a fire in my house.
I made a delicious traditional American breakfast this morning, and it was awesome. And yeah, I'm obviously not malnourished.
No,
if you
look
look at carrying some
You're doing
weight
great.
here. Oh. A sedentary lifestyle will do it to you. But no, yeah, I can't stand Chinese food though. I don't like it. I've
But
tried
wait,
to like
have
it.
you had chicken and broccoli with cashews? Or chicken and snow peas? Have you
No,
tried
but
that?
like I don't know, anything that's supposed to be good Chinese food, it's not my thing. I'm like, I'd rather have a chimichanga or some pizza or cheeseburgers. Like, why do we have to
Okay.
get Chinese
Well,
food?
then we
It's
gotta
like
get the
not as
Cheerios
good.
off
There's
across
so
the
many
border.
like superior foods, you know?
Russell says it's not about white culture per se. They just need something to demonize to push people towards their own twisted ideology so they can take over.
Well,
That was at least
there
a
are, you can take over,
I know,
but
that
then
was
like,
just
how are
a
you gonna be
thought.
successful? You can't even like wake up on time.
Running is racist? What are they saying? The best sprinting and distance are black. Right. Who's
What is
winning all the
that?
marathons?
Some of our best athletes are black. Look at basketball. We wouldn't have basketball if it weren't for black
Yeah.
people.
Nobody ever talks about diversifying
NBA
basketball, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we have to.
we really need more white people on this
I like
basketball
sweet
team.
and
Let's
sour
just
sauce
load
on
it basketball up with Asians now,
You know,
because
diversify BET.
Yeah.
Learning more white people.
sour sauce are free, and I lick it off the packet
That's good, Scarlett.
with a sandwich, with a burger, American burger. I like the sweet. and
Hey
sour.
Max says for 10 a more fun don't be telling me what a more fun topic is. I run this show. A more fun topic is what food or activities are white. We all have different opinions on what those are. Music too. We can all name some of these. Oh, okay, for sure. White music is like Sister Hazel, Green Day,
country music.
Country
for
music.
sure.
country music.
Yeah.
Really anything you would
classic
hear on
rock.
Yeah, pop punk for sure.
Sirius XM, Lithium, anything from Gen X.
Pop punk, yes.
Yeah.
I
Panic
claim
at the Disco.
Yeah.
Oh yes, anything. Yeah, Taking Back Sunday,
Classic
Oh.
rock,
Incubus,
rock, metal.
Yeah, Nickelback.
Dave
not
Matthews
pop punk.
Band,
Oh, yeah.
Weezer,
Sum 41. Newfound
Wow,
Glory.
Blink
Good
182.
Charlotte. Yeah.
Linkin Park.
Oh, yes. Even when they
Nail
were doing
bombs,
songs
nail
with
bombs.
Jay-Z, that was still white.
Mm-hmm.
Nail bomb.
It was
White activities, paying your taxes,
Golf, tennis,
paying for
jet
parking
skiing.
tickets. Yeah, jet skiing.
Snow sports in general, because you have to have
Paying
money.
for
White
things at
activities is
Target.
very close.
Swimming. Oh, yes, of course. O-Town. How can we forget O-Town?
O-Town, Limp Bizkit,
Following
Korn,
the law.
NSYNC.
Very good.
Follow the law. That's
Hockey.
unless you were my dad.
Walking up mountains. Not breaking any laws.
Lacrosse.
Yes, lacrosse.
Lacrosse, yep.
Anything water like sailing.
Not breaking.
Yeah, jet skiing, water skiing, boating in general.
Yes, controlling your impulses. is
Swimming.
White. Thank you, Bruce.
Let's see
Rowing.
here.
We have a
Katy
club
Perry
rowing.
is white.
Madison, we have a rowing.
Yes, wow, Sam. Not punching old
Punching old
people.
people.
Thank you, Sam. I'm starring this one.
Skeet shooting.
This is great.
Skeet
Tennis,
shooting.
That made
aviation.
me cry. That makes me cry.
What does?
Well, the whole school shooting stuff.
Just in
I don't know why
general.
people like that stuff. It makes me so sad.
No, skeet shooting is a white person thing.
Oh, skeet?
Gang shooting is a black person thing, but
Yes.
skeet shooting is a white person thing.
They're little clay discs that you
Yeah,
fling
they fly in the
Yeah,
air.
it's like
I
target
only
practice.
done
and
2
shit.
times, so I don't know.
Like curling, like
Curling is a
Yeah,
white
there we
person.
go.
Yeah, that's
Let's just
Norway
name
takes
all of
that
the
one every
Winter
year. Or every,
Olympics.
yeah.
replace
When
the
anything
smoking
wrong, I just
battery.
zoom into it.
That is a
You've been shot a few times. Anybody
Oh
else?
my god! Did you know that smoke alarm chirping is international? There was a black woman
Say
in
what?
Ireland. Yeah, there's a black woman in Ireland was she did some video complaining about her situation or whatever, and then when you know it, as she was talking, happened.
Wait, you had that sound effect too?
Oh,
We have some SimpCast lore to discuss here because I think it was like months and months and months. It might have been even like before I got pregnant with my latest kid. I went on SimpCast and I had just discovered that the people before us, and as like a trap for later, had put dying smoke detectors in my ceiling boards. So we had to like have someone come in and take them out. And it happened a few times, but I was like spacing out when people were talking about it. And by the time it had been pointed out several times, I was just like, I'm never gonna.
I remember that. It was the last day of Black History Month last year.
Oh,
we all kept making jokes that like, oh, Kim's just celebrating the last day of Black History Month.
What a memory you have, Courtney. Wow.
It was so funny because I'm like, does she not know, or like, what's
I was
happening
like,
here?
I can't even bring it up at this point. It had been too long. I was like, I'm not. How do I even softball in this conversation?
Yeah, like, wait a minute. Oops.
But no, like we had like a few days later, they finally got someone, and they like had to cut out like 3 different ones from our ceiling that like the person before us was addicted. So in order to like, stick it to the man, they did a bunch of horrible shit to the place. And one of the things that they did not know about, obviously, was putting these ticking time bombs in my ceiling.
Unbelievable.
That sucks.
Interesting though. Deranged lunatic showing up to work on time is a white thing. Yes, you're right. Thank you, deranged lunatic. Because only white people have access to time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we have all those little stopwatches.
Stopwatches.
And the moral compass. That's what they call it.
Oh, right. Right. Having a moral compass is white.
They won't teach you about that in school.
It's true. Showing up at all is white.
Oh yeah, of course.
So no joke. I worked for a Mexican restaurant when I was in college, and one of the things that they like my coworkers actually advised that I do is like whenever I was ready to quit, just stop showing up. Don't tell them I'm gonna quit. Don't give it 2 weeks notice. Don't do anything. It's like, oh yeah, everybody does this. Just stop showing up.
Really?
Like they'll
What
do
kind
the
of job was
paperwork.
this?
It was a Mexican restaurant. I was a waitress.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they just said, just don't come in anymore.
They said just stop showing up. I was like, okay.
Then they'll know. That's your
I
2
was the
weeks
only white
notice.
person. So yeah.
That's true. White people, we get roped into shit like training our replacement, like I had to do when I worked at the title insurance company. I was like, I'm like, I need to give my 2 weeks notice. They're like, actually, can you stay on another month and train your replacement? And I was like, fuck that.
No, I want to leave now.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Like, yeah, that's like not being able to be a bartender, but being like a shot girl, like I was. We had to just let them make the drinks, and we go serve them. Well, how can we trust them to give these hundreds of people the drinks that we're serving?
It's so true.
What if they do something bad?
Being a shot girl is such an important job too, because it is hard when you're out there in the dance floor to, sometimes you don't want to you can't stop and you won't stop, and you need someone to bring you drinks because it's going to screw up your whole situation to you
can't leave the dance floor,
go to the bar. And
you need a shot.
You don't want to just deal with a whole drink, and you have to stir it, and sit somewhere, stand in a corner.
Yeah, it's hard.
You need a shot girl to come and bring you.
$10.99 for them all year.
Would
and then
you,
you're never gonna
Scarlett,
have
as a
nothing.
shot girl, have to carry around one of those like big sparklers everywhere you went? Like if someone
No,
brought a
I had a
bottle?
tray of 48 cherry bombs, which is like Red Bull mixed with that Dr. Mug Coldies or Colades or whatever.
Coldies?
It's whatever has the carbs and the sugar and the calories.
Oh, I thought you were talking
But
about
like
a
that's
cold medicine.
important. And that was the first drink I ever had, and I was 21. So I was legal. But they said, no, we don't buy a shot unless you take one. I said, well, that's not fair, but maybe I want to do my job.
Right, you have to take one. That's part of your job is to get drunk with the patients.
It was fun. I had so much fun. I lost my virginity that year.
Oh my god, I can't imagine how that happened with all the drinks around.
You have to be like on Coyote Ugly. You bring around an empty beer bottle. And you're like, okay, I'll do the shot. And you take the shot, and then you go,
Scarlet. I think
then
of
you go,
Coyote
"Whoa,"
Ugly.
and you spit it into the beer, pretending it's a shot or a chaser.
I had a beer for the first time this weekend. Oh my god!
Beer? You've never had beer?
It was yesterday at this bike.
How have you never had
gang
beer in your
club
life,
thing.
Scarlett?
We were at a gang club bar.
A gang club bar?
We made it this
"What do you
far
want to
without
drink?"
having
I'll say,
beer.
"Oh, I'll take a Wisconsin girl drink," and then it was a Bud Light or some shit.
Bud Light? That's for trans people.
No, I don't
Scarlett.
know, but I burn it off when I sit down.
Wait, oh, Wisconsin. Never mind. I was gonna say I
I'm on
thought
my
Coors
knees
Light,
and I
but
put
that's
my calories on
Colorado.
my knees, so I don't know how to exactly tell you that.
K-Max says, last time Chrissy said potato salad is white food, drinking coffee, ham and cheese sandwiches. I think we are accused of bland food. We are.
Yeah,
Potato salad is not bland.
Salt.
Why people don't season their rivers?
I had a barbecue sandwich with 2 buns. He's like, go grab it. It's like yours. And then I guess I was supposed to pay for it. But these biker clubs, they don't want to, like, they'll pay for shit, but then they'll make the
Ooh.
girls go out and do the stuff.
What stuff?
I guess
I don't
pick
know,
up
like
the
grab
sandwich.
a bun, 1 bun, 2 pickle slices on top of that bun. Then I want more pork chop, barbecue pork chop, then barbecue sauce. Ooh, then the top bun.
That sounds good.
It was amazing. I had loved it, but I wish I could have it with me right now.
Yeah, you ever wish you could
That
like
doesn't sound
re-eat
like
a
bland
meal?
food.
It was like Midwest small town bar business owner food. Like you randomly show up at some random place and you get amazing food.
It sounds like you're just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
Well, see, you know Hansel and Gretel, how there was like some woman they met in the woods, right? And she put them in the oven. That's how I feel like it was.
You feel like
Yeah.
Baba
Well,
Yaga?
that would be
Have
more
you ever
like
taken a midnight train and felt like it was
being Jewish in
wherever it
Germany
goes?
back in the 40s.
So there's this woman
Where's my little
in
guy?
the woods in this candy land, and I go into her house and I go in the oven, and it's hot, so hot, man.
Did you meet Hitler?
No, not this weekend, but maybe next weekend. Who knows what'll happen? Who knows?
Maybe
I'm
next
so
weekend.
scared, but I'm doing okay. I'm good. Let's have fun.
Were you in Germany? Did
Not
you
yet.
go on a train ride?
Leaving on a
On a
train
train
ride.
ride.
I
Don't
told them
know
I was
when I'll
Swedish,
be
and they
back
accepted
again.
me. I said my last name was.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Don't
it's
let
such a
me
German name that we gotta
go.
accept it, right? I mean, I don't even know how to spell it.
Did you at least get some of your shoes?
I tried to buy something online yesterday, and they wouldn't spell my name right. They don't know
I don't think
German.
it
They don't
matters
know
what your
German
name
out
is.
there.
You can still buy something from online.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
they don't
true.
like German. They really.
Who
don't
doesn't
it.
like Germans?
Well,
I mean, not all of us love sausages, right? We don't just
Pish
love
posh.
sausages. That's a lot
Don't
of
knock
calories.
until you tried it.
Everyone loves sausage.
A
Yeah, I
lot
was
of
gonna say, I
calories.
love
I mean, you could take it
sausage.
1/4, 1/3, and then you never take it whole unless you really love that kind of sausage, right? Come on
So
now.
true. Yeah, some people like a cocktail weenie. Some people like a kielbasa.
yeah, I like a nice kielbasa.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Scarlett.
like the miniature weenies that my dad would serve on the tongs.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my biker friend that my dad is cool. I said, we played football when I was younger. And he's like, oh, that's cool. Your dad sounds really cool. I said, because my dad said, hey, give the bikers some space. So when you're riding on the road and there's motorcycle people, you give them some space, right? My dad said, you give them space. And then they have like little bumper stickers that say, give them space. Like give the motorcycle space, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
also, because I'm afraid of people on motorcycles.
oh my
I just
gosh,
run 'em
I was
over.
too. I'm so
Um,
scared when I'm on the motorcycle. I had a video I just took, and that's bad to take a video, but we're supposed to block the intersection so that nobody can get through. He's like, okay, we're going to block this intersection. I'm like, oh my goodness, the cop pulled up. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the guy that's my numbers on his numbers on my fridge. I know this dude. This is the cop that came to my house, man.
We should call him right now.
I know, but I had never called him before. I never texted him. He just saw me on the back of a motorcycle. He's like, oh, whoopsies daisies.
Do you wear a helmet when you're on the back of these motorcycles?
No one wears helmets. But that's
so unsafe.
I wondered about that. No, you should wear a helmet. Oh my goodness, please.
You
On
should wear a
bike
helmet. You
ride,
should wear
I'm
leather.
helmet. But these motorcycles, it's like, what is this? Some shift pedal? I'm like, how do I get off? I thought I was gonna die. How do I
Do you
get
wear
off?
leather? Do you wear leather jacket, leather chaps?
Oh my goodness.
Or do you just go like that?
So we wear like the hoodies and whatever that say
Oh,
the
that's
name.
not enough. If you
That way, if
fall
we
off
fly
that
off,
thing, you're gonna
it
lose
don't
your
matter
skin.
because their badges show. So
Ugh.
like, if I'm gone,
bad.
who knows? Nobody knows, right? I'll fly up. I
Listen
almost
to
flew off.
Franz. Franz says, wear a helmet. Wear your
Oh
leather
my goodness!
jacket.
Please donate one. When I was at Jimmy John's, I had a helmet. When I serve subs, I had a helmet. When I serve other stuff, I don't have a helmet.
You wore a helmet in Jimmy John's?
No, but I got a drink.
At Jimmy John's?
That day that I did. But then I'm like, well, this will make me not die.
Scarlett has a very unique, non-linear way of talking, and it takes a
sorry.
few episodes
But I'll be back in
to
New
get
York
the hang of it.
So, that straightens me out. It gets me out of the Midwest, out of this outlaw type land that I live
When you
in.
go to Germany and into the oven?
I'm from the oven. I'm from the Germany oven. Like she said, you're on the first step to HELL. You know
What part of Germany are you from?
HELL. The German woman that was a doctor that tried to give my dad. She tried to SEDUNCE my dad. SEDUCE.
She tried to seduce your dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because his last name was like a very
I was
German
like,
name.
suicide?
And my mom stood in between that, and that's why I'm still here right now. But I probably would be somewhere else right now. I'd be like Elon Musk if I didn't like go with my mom and my mom didn't be control.
You could very easily be Elon Musk. You're like the
I want
female
to talk
Elon
to
Musk.
Dr.
You're right there.
Her name was Dr. Hapke. It's so German. She's like, yes. She's like, you're on the first step to hell. Because I got my hair curled. I didn't want it curled for
Don't
my
listen to those
scalp.
people. I feel like Scarlett, your life could either have been like create Tesla and SpaceX or porn. And it's
I
like,
wish I would have been
either
evil.
way.
I wish
Yeah.
I would have been like Elon Musk. Like I would have been like that if I gotten with Dr. Hapke and like the yes.
There's still
the
time.
spiders
There's still
crawling
time
in
to
her
turn
hair,
it around if you want.
plucks it off.
Yeah,
and
you can
plucks
still
it off.
be Elon Musk, man.
Viking for 5. We need an update on Scarlett's clan cousin. Yes. Last week when you were here, you said you had family members in the clan and we wanted receipts.
Well, I'm glad I got my laptop back because my laptop was taken in the airport and I finally got it back. And the
Okay.
police were like trying to get up on me for trying to get my laptop back.
Okay.
But it had my
So?
grandma's voicemails and she's like, I love you, sweetie pie. She would call me pumpkin pie.
Did grandma's voicemails talk about the family member in the
Is
clan?
Grandma a part of the clan?
Oh yeah.
Or pictures
Wow.
of your cousins in the clan? Are they on your
Well,
laptop?
I have like videos of my grandma that are super funny. I shared a link with Chrissy this week about me being a weird cosplayer as a kid, dressing up as a little boy and stuff. And then, but it was funny. And then, I guess.
So what's going on with those clan cousins, though?
Yeah, I feel like you're all talk about this clan family member.
His name was Don.
He was a showgirl.
That's like 1/3 of his name. There's like 2 other fourths.
His name was
of the way
Don.
goes.
He was
Dude,
a
I'm more
clansman.
interested in the biker stuff. I want to go ride on a bicycle and fall off. That sounds like a
With
great
a white hat on it, or white hat on
a white
his
hood
head.
on his head. He never went to bed because he was out there killing black people.
Curb stomping.
Like they stick around. I'm like, what's
His
going
name
on
was
right now? I just
Don.
come back in. I bring
He
some
was a
pizza.
clansman.
I'm having some pizza with the onions and the mushrooms and all the like everything on it. I'm like, this is the best pizza I have.
Burning crosses on your lawn.
And they're like, he's like, well, there might be something going down here right now.
Trying to
Sooner or
rope
later,
grandma
he'll be
in.
gone.
Hi,
I
grandma.
didn't know what to do. I didn't know I was out there fighting. I was saving people's lives just by sitting on this guy's lap.
His name was Don.
He saved people's lives by
He
sitting on
was a
somebody's lap.
clansman.
Yeah, because by sitting on his
With a
lap,
white hat
I
on
guess
his
I
head.
had no
He
idea. I
never went to
I
bed.
was sitting on someone's lap, putting ketchup on my pizza, putting barbecue sauce. I'm like, do you guys have salt? And then meanwhile, I had no idea there was some sort of biker war going on between these two bike clans. And then literally I'm sitting in there like saying, dude, can I have salt? I want salt. I want barbecue sauce. I want ketchup. Whoa. You don't ask for things there.
No Chick-fil-A sauce?
Goodness.
Crazy.
That's my
While
favorite.
you're sitting on that guy's lap. Yeah.
Oh no, he's my buddy. He's the guy that Christy and I were talking about before. He's a good guy. But he told me later, he's like, you know, I was in the between there trying to like keep a war from happening, you know, people like the FBI, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I'm like, shh. I'm a bad girl.
You're not bad. You're just drawn that way.
It's true. You're like the reverse Helen of Troy. Instead of everybody going to war for you, you stopped everybody from going to war.
She's like Helen of
I had no
Wisconsin.
idea.
Helen of Wisconsin.
I pull in this sob, this red
Helen of
sob,
Cheeseheads.
you know?
Helen of Jesus.
Like bust the
There
top.
you go.
The world's biggest wow. What did we do to be graced by the world's biggest foe? Scarlett, do you have a hard time focusing?
Yes, that's why I'm trying to be a mom and keep myself on mute. I'm trying to put myself on mute so I don't talk and I listen. And then maybe I don't need drugs to focus. I just need
Oh, I do.
maybe I do, but I wasn't diagnosed properly by my friends that diagnosed me with situations. They say
By
you
your
can't be my
veterinarian.
patient anymore. You're not I've been denied being a patient by some doctors. They say, nope, you can't be my patient. I said, you helped me. My life is getting better.
You're like, me and the dog have the same cough. Why
I'm
can't I
finally
just take
happy.
the same
No,
thing?
you can't be my patient. Why? Do you have any friends? What? Why are you asking me this? Can I be your patient? I'll pay you. Nope. They say, nope. I don't want you to be my patient. I say, okay, cool.
Gotta get some friends.
Yeah.
That's the solution.
Guy says, what is this show about? By the way, Happy Finn Kaveld.
German.
Hein Finn. I don't know.
Wait, no, it's Icelandic or Swedish.
Oh,
I'm
Kondu
Swedish.
Snugganusk. I don't know what the show is about.
It saved my life being Swedish.
Did it?
Otherwise, I'd be gone by now. They said when I was in this clubhouse, they said they have all these sort of markings all over the walls, and they say certain things. And then I was just sitting on the couch, hanging out, having pizza. Can I have a Diet Coke? Can I have a Diet Mountain Dew? Those are the two I go for now because they have the most caffeine. And then they usually don't. They usually give me water.
Diet Mountain Dew. Wow. Like
I
look, I
love
want to kill my sperm count, but I don't want those calories.
I got it everywhere. I have it everywhere.
Oh
It
no,
just gets flat
Scarlett, don't
right
drink
now.
that shit. Ugh.
It'll make you
It'll go 2 liter and everything.
That's
Wow.
gonna
You'll start glowing. You don't
It's gonna make you go blind.
No, it's got potassium. So Diet Mountain Dew's got potassium.
Eat a
So that's
banana.
healthy. That's healthy. I want
No,
to
it's
live a little
not.
bit longer,
That is
right?
horrible. That's the worst thing you could possibly.
You're gonna turn the same color.
Ugh.
It's gonna make you
I
glow
know.
in the dark,
It's definitely
Scarlett.
part. It's
One
definitely
color
part
my
of your
arm.
brand. Like it is. It definitely goes with your whole vibe.
I love that
though.
she said that it was healthy.
I love it. I want to drink the whole thing, but when it's
You can have
carbonated,
spinach and bananas.
it's like bubble, 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 bubble. I want it in my throat. I want it burn. Oh,
Have you ever
God.
tried kombucha?
Feel the burn.
That'll do
Ew.
that.
I'm sorry, no offense, but that stuff is really good for you. But I just don't
It's
like
got
all the
electrolytes.
bacteria entering my body.
No offense, but that's not really good for you.
Untested bacteria entering my body. I cannot.
Scarlett, I feel like in
Yeah.
your line of work, you're always having untested bacteria
I
entering your
think there's
body.
a lot of untested things.
I don't know. Okay, so I ate some stuff that was even my friend in the biker club, not gang. He's like, don't eat that food. Because I ate this food that was in my car for over 24 hours in the hot sun. And it was just
Yeah,
some
you can't-
chicken
that's
with some
not
rice,
good.
like some sweet and sour. I'm like,
Don't
well,
eat
these
car
Asians,
food.
They leave their food out all the
It's a
time.
really, really fun way to get sick.
I said, they don't want to be hot in the sun. They don't want to no tan.
Don't eat
Yeah,
hot
like,
car
I'm
food.
That was her opening story. How she ate several day old car food and heated it
Yeah.
up in the microwave for 4 minutes.
Is that bad? I don't have health insurance. So that's what I usually tell my friends. I said, if I don't show up to like the next outing, it's because I don't have health insurance.
Mm-hmm. You gotta just lay low sometimes. Ass Penny says, I've smoked some weird. WTF is
Weed.
going on? No, weed. It's this is not the weed. This is just the show right now. Ass Penny. Viking. Chongus is throwing Romans. Hail Chongus. His name was Chongus. He was a showgirl. Do, 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 do,
He really
do.
likes Hitler.
He was floating through the air.
Well, that's what's so weird. It's like this philosophy stuff. So my friends and these biker gang type things, he tripled majored. He's like IQ 150. And he's like got like pins of Jeffrey Dahmer on his hat and stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. I'm like, did that guy, he got killed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but he
So
also
true.
killed people too. Which is bad, of course. But then we're talking about Katy Perry like last week. I'm like, oh my goodness.
She's bad news.
She brings
Push-ups.
him up in her music.
Wow, Scarlett, push-ups is your favorite. I mean, your push-ups favorite.
Thanks, man. I really just want a fried chicken sandwich. With
Go
some
get one. Does any place
I'm gonna
deliver
go
near
get
you?
some apps. So I was gonna pick him up from this other place. He was with some like gang bikers. They were having some war, and then I said, "No, I want to hop on this podcast." He's like, "Oh, you got the podcast? Cool." Like he respects that. But then
I
in
thought you stopped
reality,
the
it's like,
war.
I'm like, no,
I
I
like
got
a man who
hot spot.
respects a podcast.
I got a hot spot, so I can go undercover here.
I love it. Yeah, somebody get this woman a fried
Fried
chicken
Montreal.
sandwich already. Good
Still.
lord.
Still.
Okay,
I
Joy
wanna
Reid.
fry
Oh,
all
hey,
the
Joy
pickles.
Reid.
Wow.
Very famous Joy Reid is in the chat. Chrissy, have you talked about the final solution? I don't know. I don't think there is a final solution.
What about like just Ralph Fiennes, the actor, playing like grabbing his tissue?
Yeah, the final solution is Ralph Fiennes grabbing his tissue. For sure.
I need someone for my villa, and he has the tissue by his face.
I think the final solution is fried chicken sandwiches and biker gangs.
Honey butter chicken biscuits.
Clubs.
Yes. I think the final solution is everyone does our plugs to dance music. Coulter, where can people find you?
People can find me on the Twitters at Coulter Culture. I'm going to be starting a new podcast on a new network soon, so stay tuned for those announcements.
Ooh.
I play D&D on Tuesdays with my friend Alicia over there, and for just general life stuff and lots of cool reviews, you can subscribe to my Twitter for $3 whole a month.
Yes, Courtney.
You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is Courtney. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Courtney Brooke, where I stream 3 times a week.
Whee! Scarlett, are you there? Are you
Hey,
there?
what's up? So yeah, you can just find me Scarlett with the Hampton with the 0 on X, or Scarlett Hampton XO on Instagram, and or you can just look me up online, and soon you'll see some different kinds of stuff coming out that might be like I didn't want to release it.
Spicy content.
No, it's just some stuff like, whoa, sit down, boy, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now.
She's training dogs.
Alicia!
All right, you can find me on EV Magazine, Alicia Bittle, or Twitter, Daughter of Wolves, or Instagram, Every Bittle Thing.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much for coming on, Alicia. You're the best. I can't wait to have you back on. If we didn't scare you off. Come see me at the Jazz on Main venue in Mount Kisco, Saturday, May 17th. For tickets, go to chrissiemayr.com. It's gonna be so fun. See me do some stand-up. It'll be great. It'll be good times. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Yes, we have to dance. We can't end unless we're all dancing. Thank you guys for watching. We love you, and we'll see you next time. And remember, certain people equal immigrants.
Immigrants.